the ones I'm not disappointed in. We'll do roll recap.
Please don't be me.
Yay!
Please don't be me. Please don't be me. Please don't be me.
Please don't be me, for the love of God.
Please be. Please be Quinn. Please be Quinn.
Yeah, please be Quinn.
Roll.
Alright, rolling recap. Oh, sorry, Noah. I'm so sorry.
All right, guys. Great campaign. Sullivan kills himself. I don't remember where we started last time.
Wasn't even.
Was it in politics?
It's not even like it was that long ago.
We started
finals
with
up the wazoo.
So we started with picking up with Quinn talking to Barrett, and then Porter wasn't at breakfast, and then politics. That's all I'm giving you.
Okay, so Quinn talks to Barrett, and then the mute girl is like, "Ha ha, phony! I'm gonna set you up to talk to him again," and it wasn't that funny. And then we get to breakfast. Porter's not there, so everyone's like, maybe we should go find Porter. And we don't find him, but we do find him. Or what? Sullivan goes to the library. I think it was Toto and Irwin that went and checked the battlefield, the arena.
You're skipping a bit.
Skipping a bit.
There was a politics. You guys have lunch now.
Politics, right? Politics. There was also a politics course. We got new funny stuff added because Team Iron is throwing around its weight. And that was interesting because we had an ability battle. And James rolled
like a god?
Like a god? No, I don't know. I don't remember. I thought it was like we won.
Oh, I re-rolled it. I lost the ability battle, and then I re-rolled it because I didn't want Rebel to win. I didn't want Quinn to win, and then I won it.
Okay. So first time he rolled horribly, then he re-rolled it, and then Quinn lost. So
yeah,
I think the new edict was like something to do with the hero spot, that the challengers, to challenge the people who currently hold it, you have to agree to their challenge.
Yeah. Yes. The rule is now whenever you don't just gain the winner's corner for being the highest team. It's now you have to challenge the person who currently owns it, and they get to pick the challenge.
Which is stupid.
Weird. I thought that
Actually,
I thought there was a concession.
I wrote it down.
Yeah.
I forgot if it went.
I thought challenger
I know that
gets
you guys
to.
Were trying. Let me see if it went your way.
To choose the
It didn't go my way. The defenders get to choose the challenge.
Yeah, that's what the ability that was for. Yeah, I remember now.
No,
it was because
that
they were trying to
that was the complaint.
Yeah.
I was like, "Yo, what the fuck?" Yeah.
They were both trying to convince Team Silver because they had the tying votes, or really just scars. But
anyways, after that begins the hunt for Porter. We check Fee's room. They're not there, but we eventually found not really we. It was more like Toto, Quinn, and
it's just Toto and your face, Irwin.
Your face.
I was looking at Garrett's avatar picture and I was like, "What's your face?"
The one with the face and the glasses. The femboy over there. Anyways.
Yeah, of course.
They go out to the arena and, oh, look at this. Fee is just wailing on Porter because Porter keeps throwing himself. Turns out Porter is actually a bastard prince of some kingdom. And his mom was the mistress of said king, but doesn't like the fact that, hey, I've got a bastard son, so he throws him out. And then he pretty much takes to a life of crime a little bit until eventually the king brings him in and is like, listen, because funny politics in my funny kingdom are occurring. You know, you want to be treated like royalty, you want to act like it, you want to claim to be my son. I was going to send my true son to this funny academy, but you know what? I'm going to send you to the funny academy. And in the meantime, I'm going to completely neglect your mother while torturing her in my basement.
I don't think all that was said.
I think you drew some conclusions there, Noah, that might not be too accurate.
It's reaching, but we all know where this is going. She's gonna die, probably. And we find out why
Not if
Porter was
Porter
being all
graduates.
emotional. She looks like... Didn't Toto get a vision that she's going to die? That
Toto
she
can't see
looks
the
like a
future.
skeleton already.
Toto can't see the future. Only the past.
Anyways, so Toto cheers him up, and not really. He's a sad boy. We find out though why he's been a sad boy and why he's very angry, because one of these people on Team Iron has influence in said funny kingdom, and he wants them to use their influence in the funny kingdom to keep his mother alive and healthy.
Correct.
That was a very long emotional thing.
Yes. You skipped your emotional thing where you made a bet with your sister.
Oh yeah, I made a bet with my sister. I don't even remember the bet. I think it was oh yeah, I have to treat her like an enemy. So I can't wait for whenever I make the funny roll for my funny wicked Sullivan, and he just goes off.
All right. And then the session ends with you guys discussed your battle plan, and you came up with the idea that the current team will be you, Erwin, and Toto for your challenge. And we closed off the session with Quinn being shook and awake. So you're perfectly to RP this rebel. Early in the morning, tired, and you just see this big man just says, "It's time for clouds."
Oh
and
yeah,
he gives you 1 minute to get ready.
I just want to say he looks like Dedu to me. I don't know what he actually looks like, but like the moment you described him, he was just
like
Dedu.
Dedu. Yeah.
You know, I can't lie. That's what I was envisioning before I played Three Houses. So.
Yeah.
Guy looks funny. I'm gonna make him
that's
the
pretty
funny
much
man.
to do. His name is Edward.
Edward.
Ed and Eddie.
Quinn, do you get ready?
Yes. Yes, I do, James.
All right. You see as you leave your hallway, you see sort of gathered around Edward is the other people that joined Cloud Watching Club. Just being amongst them, is your sister, I do believe, yeah.
Yeah, I think she's in it.
Mhm.
That's the only person I have listed.
Yeah. You see your sister there, and she'll just sheepishly wave at you. She looks very scared. And then Edward just says, "Come," and he just walks.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are taken to the garden, and there's a teleporter up already, and he just walks to the teleporter.
Okay. I didn't realize there were no clouds at the school itself.
I mean, I guess we're not really in a normal place outside.
Well, let's bear with it.
Everyone follows him. They go through, and you're not at the. You would know this. You never been through this teleporter, but you're not at the Jux's little cabin thing. You're in a random part of the forest, and it's not like the jungles either. It looks like you're somewhere. You would have to guess in Guild. That's sorry, not. It's actually in the Kingdom of Liveria, based off of the pine trees and sort of the north and sort of the cooler temperatures.
Yeah, all right.
He'll look back at you. You make noise. You fail. Now quietly follow. And he'll just walk, but somehow you don't hear him walk.
James, I wonder how.
You
I wonder how I don't hear him walk.
don't hear him walk because you're deaf. Make me a stealth check.
I have no way of knowing if I'm.
Exactly.
Sorry, I'm looking for the stealth button. Okay, so I couldn't see it above survival. James, how many coins do we have?
You have 2.
Okay,
I'm gonna use a coin.
yeah, I'll be Ian.
Alright.
Cool.
Oh, that's a sad life, huh? You walk and you try your best to mimic other people who are being stealthy. You sort of lost the ability to be too stealthy with you being deaf and all. You can't really tell if you're being loud. And eventually
Automatic
you're
no
led
gain.
up a hill. You're led up the hill where the trees are lessen out, and then sort of you look past the hill further, like down into the forest. You see Jux is sort of gathering things. And that's sort of it. She doesn't seem to notice you guys. Or if she does, she's not paying attention to you. And her boar are sort of going around just gathering things. And you see Edward just sort of sit down on the ground and just look at Jux and then just like murmur, "Watch clouds." That's what you do.
Are we watching Jux or are we watching clouds?
What do you do? Do you know we're related to? He's not even looking at you. Everyone looks very confused.
I guess we're sitting down.
Right?
I'm just gonna try to look in the same direction that Edward is looking.
Alright. You do see that he's just sort of just following, his gaze is just following Jux.
Alright, we are watching Jux, guys.
And you see that there's sort of a giddy smile on his face as he's just watching her, and and that's all he does.
Oh, right.
This goes on for about a few hours. Until, you see Jux disappear. And then Edward looks around a bit confused. She passed a tree, she never goes past that tree.
Oh, huh.
And Edward looks around confused, and he gets up. We're changing location. Can you follow him?
Yeah.
Alright. Make me a perception check. As you guys are making your way back down the hill, you notice the boar, and with Jux on top of it, very angrily charging towards you.
Towards me specifically or towards the group?
The group.
So, James, you know when you're like walking in a group and you kind of stop walking and the group continues, but you like fall behind?
Yeah.
That's the goal here.
All right. So then you just hear her say, "Edward, what I say about you being creepy?" And she just charges down as you see as you see her hand, she like sort of claws out at the air, and you see like a wave of like magic, or like sort of like magic that sort of has like bits of maybe nails, like hardened nails around it, go toward the group. And they start stabbing into the people and toward Edward. Edward doesn't break anything, but he just starts sprinting away and just says, "Run or you'll die." And he'll start running away from Jux.
Yep, that is the answer. We were running.
Alright. I need an athletics check.
Why?
Because you're outrunning Jux.
Why do you need an athletics?
So you start falling behind for the rest of the group as Edward's just, deadpan sprinting away and doesn't care about the well-being of any of the students. The students desperately trying to keep behind him. One of them falls behind you, and it would not even if.
How much not cloud cover, tree cover is there?
As you're getting to the forest, it's getting pretty thick. It's why it's getting hard to maneuver around the trees.
Okay. As I realize I know I'm falling behind, it's getting a little dimmer. I can start using darkness carry.
Okay. You gonna start teleporting?
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
All right. As you see someone fall behind you, they sort of look at you with one final help me look before you see the boar. You don't hear the sound of the boar, but you see a hand grab him. It looks like Jux's hand, and then just without care fling him toward a tree, and he just hits the tree and falls flat on the ground as the boar's on your tail.
Yeah, that's why we're carrying.
You see Jux's hands grow monstrous and sort of starts bleeding out this weird liquid as she just starts growling at you.
So I can at least have erratic movement on my side.
And with that, you use one use of your carry. How far is it?
It is 30 feet. It's a maintain.
Right. Okay. Oh, you're carrying. I forgot. So you just rush forward that way.
Mm-hmm. You can tell me how many rounds I'm using it essentially.
We'll say it'd be 2 rounds.
Okay. Cool.
As you see Edward just beeline toward the portal, and without looking back at you, he never looks back at once, and he just rushes through the portal.
Cool.
Do you go through as well?
Yeah.
All right. You and everyone else goes through the portal, except for that one guy. We don't know if he's dead or not. And before you see Jux rushing toward it, you see Edward close the portal.
Right. You made it.
Good. Watch. Return to dorms. We watch clouds again. And he'll sit down at front of the portal.
We said we watch clouds again?
Yeah, that was in the statement.
No, did he say when?
No. He said return to dorms, we'll watch clouds again. He didn't give you a win.
Edward?
Mm.
I'd like to hopefully avoid another scenario like today, so could I perhaps know when we will be watching clouds?
The clouds traveled when the clouds travel.
Cool.
Can we get more details, maybe? He'll look, and there's a death glare at Juno. He's like, never mind.
Right, time to go back to the dorms then. Not gonna tell us anything, we're just gonna have sporadic cloud watch.
Alright. You open the door. You just let this man bully you. You open the door to your dorm.
Oh,
And just when you're about to go back to bed, you hear the sound of everyone getting up.
I kind of expected that.
As it is the normal time you would get up.
Yeah. You said few hours, and I was more concerned about missing classes.
Erwin, Toto, and Sully, you guys open the doors to your room, and you see that, surprisingly, Quinn's already up, and Quinn looks exhausted.
Actually, coming from Porter's room.
Oh yeah, I forgot you were at Porter's room. Anyone say anything to Quinn? Or to say anything to Toto that looks a bit out of it? Because Toto had a very strange dream.
You both look like you've been through a lot.
Well, Porter didn't kill me, so that's a plus.
I think they've seen better days.
Jux almost killed me.
Why would Jux almost kill you?
Cloud watching.
I don't
But
follow.
but replace the cloud with Jax.
That
What?
sounds like you've joined a rather dangerous club then.
Did seem too good to be true.
I don't think you can change clubs, can you?
I could have joined a worse club. It gives me the rush I'm missing out on in gardening and combat, right?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And the group agrees never to talk about this ever again.
In unrelated news, Team Glass lost one member.
Wait, what?
So,
Unrelated.
that
Completely
totally wasn't the guy that
unrelated.
got thrown against the tree, screaming for Quinn to
Yeah.
help him.
They even scream.
Yeah.
His eyes were pleading. He didn't have time to scream.
I also didn't really have anything I could do for him.
Is he dead, or did he just not make it back to the portal? No one knows.
Yes.
Yes.
If it was Quinn, he would have just been dead on impact.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
there's a possibility he's just dead.
Of course. Well, not
Most likely
everyone,
just dead.
is a sickly young child like Quinn.
No, but James, my point is that one, it is possible for someone with this low of hit points to get into the school. Two, they're an unnamed NPC, so for all I know, like
They have 10 HP
That
now.
bitch is dead.
yeah,
That boy is dead.
he's
Um,
dead.
So, I think today's Thursday.
No, yesterday was Thursday.
Oh, today's
Sorry,
Friday.
no,
it's
sorry, yesterday
Thursday.
was Tuesday. Yesterday
Today's
was Tuesday.
It's
Today is
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
It's.
I was gonna say.
I saw
okay,
the
in which case
T
then-
and I was like, yes, Thursday.
When you said it was Friday, I'm like, hold on, can we re-roleplay? Because I've got to be in Wicked mode.
Like, whoa, let me redo everything.
It's time for homeroom.
Yay! I can't wait for the alcoholic man to talk condescendingly to us. God, I
Hey,
hope he gets killed first.
Last time it wasn't Leanne. It was
Yeah,
Rufus.
it was Rufus.
It was Rufus.
Santa. He didn't give us presents though.
All right. You guys walk in and you see the headmasters there.
Oh shit, we gotta salute him.
Salute.
Salute.
5 people are expelled. No.
All of you
I
except you 4 are expelled. Congratulations!
5
Hooray!
people are expelled. Most of them were in cloud watching because they're now fucking exhausted. And they couldn't remember to do a salute.
Cloud Watching has successfully expelled more people than any class.
Technically, I could have just slept through this, like taken a nap real quick.
True.
As long as I show up to homeroom on Friday.
Is everyone showing up for homeroom?
I'm showing up for homeroom.
I am showing up for homeroom.
I'm not Hyde. I'm a good boy. Unless
But I'm saying
not.
people that were exhausted could have skipped.
That's
Yeah.
true. So, hello everyone. This was meant to be Leanne's job again, but I think we can't find him currently. So, if
Don't
you see
be
him
dead.
during actually, you won't see him until next week. So, Leanne could be dead. Probably not though. So I decided I'll take over. I'll take a break from my very busy schedule of being headmaster here. Just to see how everyone's doing. Interestingly enough, we have our first actual challenge. Whatever happened last week was honestly a bit of a bore. It was easily planned out, very predictable, but this one, I'm intrigued in. There's things in a line, 3-way sort of deal going on.
Oh great.
So, for those of you involved in it, which seems to be the parties of Team Silver, Team Wood, and Team Iron, I wish you all the best. After all, this is a taste of what the school will be. It's not really, if you probably figured out at this point, the teachers versus the students, or your grades being the only thing holding you back. At the end of the day, each other will be your worst enemy. So make the best of it. Because trying to find some silver lining in nothing but darkness is what the point of this school. It's what it means to be a graduate. To make your way out of any situation and end up not only on top, but thriving afterwards. Now, for other updates, I guess we can talk about when it comes to school. He'll just basically just do a basic recap and just like give you guys sort of a rundown of school, things you already know, but just a refresher for those who may be.
What are the rules?
What are the rules? If you can't answer, you can't leave this room.
And you must stay saluting the entire time.
And then he basically drones on talking about the school and giving you guys pointers, making sure to rely on your team, things you probably picked up by now. Everyone's contribution to a class will improve your performance and your points by the end of the week. Yada 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 yada.
He's
And he'll
teaching
close.
Univ.
Yeah. Also, I'll let you all know, your first exam for this school will be at the end of the month.
I had a fucking panic attack when you said exam.
The exams will, each subject will have their own separate exam, their testing, and their methods will be different. You should expect an exam at least once by the end of the month, and also in 2 exams contributed by me. These will be much different. These will be, as I mentioned probably earlier, testing your combined skills and knowledge, not only of the subjects of your classes, but everything else you've learned while you've attended the school. Now, I hope you all the best, and I'm really curious how many of you are going to be expelled by the end of this month. There'll be a lot of people losing their jobs if that happens. Well, we got about 10 minutes left. If anyone has any questions for me, I'll be here. Enjoy yourselves. I can't wait to see who fails next.
James, what day of the month is it?
Day of the month is it? It's the second week of the month.
We're almost done with the second week of the month.
Yeah.
I assume for simplicity's sake, months are just 4 weeks even.
Hey, now, wait a second.
Hey now, calm down. We have leap years.
God.
James. James, do you want me to make a spreadsheet
No,
of the
we're
calendar?
gonna
Or can I just say week 2?
This is month 1, week 2.
Okay, there we go.
Hey, we have to take into account for leap years and daylight savings time in this campaign, alright?
And since we converted over to the Beastmaster calendar, there's an extra 2 months.
Why extra daylight saving? Why is there daylight savings time in this universe? Shut the fuck up. It exists.
There's this thing called a train.
You see, there's this thing called the Kingdom of Bavaria decide to have their own time zone. I don't know why. The sun is the same way. It doesn't
And
even
they were
change that
cocky
much.
bastards.
So we have to apply by their rules because they run the economy technically.
Yeah.
All right, does anyone talk to the headmaster at all while he's up there?
Nope.
All right.
I feel like we should, but I don't have anything to ask him.
Okay. Very
Like I feel like there's
important
something
man,
I should be
nothing to
asking
ask.
him, but I can't think of anything.
Very important man, nothing to ask. All right.
Yeah, it's concerning me too, James.
So we will then cut and we'll move to history and then lunch. No, it's lunch then history.
Yeah.
Oh wait, yeah, yes.
No?
It is
Is
history and then lunch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there we go. All right, change. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, because history's from 10 to 12.
Lunch is at 1.
That'd be a very early
We just
lunch.
push back combat and politics by an hour.
All right, history. What are you guys going over? You're just going over details of the aftermath of the Mage Wars, important events, the rise and fall of the creation of the warrior empire and how it just became sort of a dictatorship for a while. And then she's laying the groundwork for the beginning of the guild war. Because right now, mind you, a lot of the world hasn't been explored too much, and the guilds are all considered one kingdom. And then the mages don't they've been pretty much put on the brink of extinction, and they're in the corner of the world, and people think they died off at this point. Yeah. There's also the origins of the soul catchers who were exiled, mages who didn't get exiled managed to hide away and had to grow up learning their magic without having people teaching them because their magic was outlawed. So, soul catchers.
Oh, that's cool. Nice to know where my class came from.
Not your current one, but
Not my
I was
not
gonna
Toto's
say,
class. Not Toto's class. My class. Wolf's
I thought
class.
Beastmaster was supposed to be your class.
Yeah.
No, it's Soul Catcher.
she stole it from. That's Corvus's class. We all know. This.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool.
I'm pretty sure James and I were like, we were just like, but Corvus.
Corvus.
I know everyone's favorite soul catcher was my character though.
Geob?
Yeah.
We've only had 2 soul catchers.
Yeah.
Wow.
And one of those isn't recorded, so technically only Wolf has made a soul catcher.
Hi.
Alright, so there's that class. Then there's lunch. Porter's there.
Oh.
Porter.
Oh. What's up, old man?
Glad to see you finally made it to a meal again.
I've only learned how to skip a few meals when I was on the streets. Might as well enjoy what I got.
That's a good way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
James,
So I heard
while we're at lunch though, like Toto's gonna be listening. Cause I didn't get a face, but I got a voice. So I'm listening for voice.
for a voice.
For voice.
Tone
That
of
matches
voice.
the one that threw the book at me.
Uh,
Like that's what I'm listening for.
you hear Quinn. I was
I was gonna say like he's gonna be like, okay, I hear it. Turns to the person next to him. Quinn, did you hear that?
What? I'm sorry, what?
No.
All right. So lunch goes by. You don't make me a perception actually.
Go down
Wouldn't
to
it be
perception.
funny if the voice was Quartz?
It's Court. You hear Court.
Wow.
That's the mute
you don't see.
character.
You don't. You don't notice thing. You're sort of listening around. You hear for the first time, Meek goes and bothers you, Erwin. We'll cut to that.
Oh,
How's my
boy.
favorite person in the world?
I'm doing fine. You seem to have had your hands full this past week.
What are you talking about? Did you miss me that much? Did you notice?
You just didn't come to bother me every day. It seemed like you had something else to do.
Oh no, don't get the wrong idea. You're the only shining star in my heart. I just had a bit of a spat with Finn, but it's over now, so.
I think I heard a few things secondhand, but
Well, rumors are always nasty. You should go straight to direct source if you want to find something out.
I figured it wasn't my business.
Oh, well, you can ask me anything. I'm an open book when it comes to you. Of course, I'm even more of an open book if it's a nice, lovely dinner. Maybe we steal something from the kitchen. Go out to the garden, I guess. Close things to an actual beautiful place.
I actually have something I've been meaning to ask you.
Oh, yeah, I'm free. Like she'll give you her schedule. So if you want to go on a date, then that's perfect.
I'm assuming I'm sitting with everyone right now.
Yeah, she
right?
walked up to your table.
Okay. I'll talk to you then, actually, because I'd rather not ask in front of everyone else.
All right, that sounds good to me. A nice private one-on-one time.
Oh, or when you don't want us to know when you have a date?
I'll glare at you. assure you, I just have something I need to ask her.
If it's my hand in marriage, I think it's going a little bit too fast, but a simple date, though, would be wonderful.
I'll see you then.
Of course. And the rest of you beautiful, beautiful people, I'll see you guys later.
Bye, Meek.
Bye. And she'll walk off. You see Finn is tinkering with something at the table, and there seems to be a return to a normal atmosphere with Team Gold. As even Becky, who's been quiet the entire time, is having a conversation with Chris, and she seems to be relaxing a bit. Meanwhile, over at Team Glass's table, sitting down with Ted Diamond in company, in court and company, you see that Scars and his two compadres, two twins, are having a conversation, have a nice, lovely chat. You can't really make out.
They're back talking to Glass.
No, they're sitting down with Glass and talking.
Okay.
Yeah. Toto, were you paying attention to what they're saying, or are you just sort of focusing on the voice?
I'll be listening for the voice, but if I notice them talking, I'll listen in.
You just pick up. It seems they're joking around about how terrible the food is, and it's a couple of jokes around with different type of students. How serious Fee is, how uptight Clara can be. More of just like how everyone the different opinions of Quinn. Everyone sees him as like a big old prince, but he's not really as princely as people think.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Those are getting all buddy-buddy with Glass.
Things like that. When it comes to rest Team Silver, they're just depressed. They're not even eating at this point. They're just sort of staring at their food, a couple of bites at a time. It's like watching people on death row.
Oh fuck! I forgot I was gonna talk to Team Silver. That's what I was gonna do.
Team Iron is being Team Iron. They're enjoying their lovely lunch, and they're just living it up.
Bitches.
So unless anyone is doing anything else toward lunch, we're gonna skip ahead.
Yeah, I'll talk to them at dinner.
That's how the delay happens. Combat class. Everyone in combat class, you're met with an interesting surprise.
Oh boy.
So
No.
Toto and Toto and Erwin, you guys see that instead of a sandy arena, it has been replaced. The sand's still there, but there are now two massive towers, sort of like diagonally to each other in the center of the arena. And with them, there's sort of like a very tight, like a rope bridge connecting them to a center sort of platform, like a center like block in the middle. There's also protective barriers on each side too. You guys, we'll say Toto. You would know this because you from how your travels are. This looks like one of the like a standard arena for Capture the Hook, like something you'd see laid out in an actual official tournament.
It's set up already. Erwin, this is probably what it's gonna look like on Friday. I didn't think that they would set it up this early.
Well, knowing the school, this could be the arena that they're setting up. Although they could also throw in a few kinks and change it, I suppose.
Does that mean we're playing today during class? I'm confused.
It is likely that Ian has a reason to have this changing his normal classroom, I suppose.
All right, guys, line up. Well, it looks like big buildings behind us. Don't worry about that. That's not gonna do with anything. Anyways, we're going over to Guild Troy today. We got a backstock order, so hope you guys are ready to kill some mana beast and a few bandits.
Sitting up early.
All right.
He doesn't even pay attention. He just walks past and not even mention. But I saw what he said earlier. He doesn't mention the arena at all. And we're not going to break into a combat, but you guys essentially spend the day fighting mana beast, doing job. Nothing too crazy. Nothing that's outside of your depth, especially when you have your teammates helping you. You don't see Taps fight. You see Kino. Kino does kill a bandit and raise him from the dead, and then use that to kill other bandits. But Taps hides the entire time. He's really good at dodging and self-defense, but you don't see her use magic.
And we don't see the twins or scars, right?
You see them, but then you don't. Maybe it's on accident, or maybe they did it on purpose, but they picked a mission that was nowhere near you.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
So, is there anything you got? Anybody you guys would talk to while you guys are working on this?
No, I don't think so. Everyone's just kind of gonna focus on the class.
Yeah.
You guys do end up being into like sort of a small city at this point. So, would there be any shopping you guys go on? He will at the end of this. You will all receive 20 marks for your work. So to both of you get 20 marks.
Yay.
Shit, 20 marks.
Yay.
Wow.
I now have 72.
Oh man. I could probably buy something, but I don't have it. I don't have any idea what it would be right now.
So you guys head back.
Oh, actually.
Oh.
James, do you know how much a do you know how much an alchemist kit is off the top of your head?
I don't, but I have the document open, so.
Okay, cool.
Eels. Scroll. Oh, there it is. It's 150 marks.
Alright, I don't have that much marks.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright, I remember
Unless
now.
you want to try to barter.
No, we're good.
You can get a climbing kit for 75 marks. Alright. You guys go. And you head back. And we will move on to... Actually, cutting away. Sully. You wanted to enchant something, didn't you?
Yeah, I wanted to enchant an item that hides other items. Can
That
you see
hides,
where I'm? Can you see
hides
where I'm
other
going?
items.
Can you see where I'm going with this?
What do you mean by hide? So like changes what the item looks like?
I was trying to go for an effect like what my mask does.
Ah. So there's an item that allows you to change what the item looks like to look like something else. That's a thing. But you're trying to make it so that it's an item that makes other items disappear.
Yeah, that was kind of the idea I was going for, but I have a feeling that's
Okay.
illegal.
Not that it's illegal. It's more of just what would that be? Okay. Technically, you don't have you use the SP, didn't you already?
Yeah, I have all my SP. I have all of it used up.
All right. So I would say you're trying to make an item that makes something invisible will be the closest thing to what you're trying to do. Because there's an item that makes things look different, but it's still visible. But you could try to make an item that just turns things invisible.
Yeah, I guess trying to make it turn invisible is what I'm going for here.
Okay. So, I guess we can use this as a base. All right, you trying to make this a permanent enchant or something that just has a certain amount of uses and it goes away?
Certain amount of uses, then it goes away.
All right.
That's the general idea I've got.
I'm gonna let you. It will be an ability battle.
Okay.
And I will let you know because you don't have basically skill in the enchantment, especially because I will give you guys like one enchant right now, which is what you guys basically worked on.
Okay.
For note, I'll probably say this later in the session. You guys, Erwin has Gust as an enchantment he knows, and Quinn knows stored magic, and Sully knows what's the name of it. It is called Mystery. And you guys also can pick one power source you can learn too. That's what you learned from your first week of enchanting. But essentially, with the chant you're trying to use, it's going to be even more difficult than what normally is because you don't know the enchantment and you're not familiar with enchanting that well yet. It's only been your second week. So your options are to ask someone else for help or to just try to go for it. Hopefully it doesn't go wrong.
I'm going to wait for the specified time. 2 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Club room 314. It's time.
Why?
Why are you asking to be abused, Noah?
Because I'm increasing my chance of survival.
Okay. Well. You came back for more, huh? What are you making this time?
You know how I made a mask that kind of just makes me a bit invisible? Oh, I'm trying to make an item that makes other items invisible. Just not a permanent type thing, just more of some charges to it.
Invisibility. You think you're ready to jump out of the fire pan and straight into the? Oh, okay, fine. Okay, we can do this. We're gonna sit down and we're gonna work through the entire thing. I already have to work with these idiots. You see, two people passed out, and they just don't. They don't understand anything. But I believe in you. We're not leaving until you enchant this item.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
All right. What are you starting off as a base?
What was the base? I think we were gonna go work with Mystery as the base and try and go from there.
No, I'm saying what item?
No, what item are you enchanting?
Yeah. What's the item look like, or what is it?
Oh. I was thinking maybe a bag.
All right. Okay. And you don't want to make it permanent. I guess I can make it easier. So Coward's way out, but I guess we can work with that. All right. And you have no experience with this. Oh God. It's gonna be that, and you're doing invisibility, so we'll plus that. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna let you know right now. You're basically putting a vanishing enchantment on it, and the enchantment itself we're gonna play at +8. So the ability battle is gonna be your roll, and you're already at I get a +16 to my roll.
Oh, yay.
That's what I'll be saying. Well, because I was gonna add a minus 10 because you don't know this enchantment at all. You're just roughing it. I'm getting rid of that because you are in an environment that's going to push you and help you out. So much so that I'm going to allow you to add a +5 to your roll.
And that's essentially a +15 compared to what you had before.
Yeah.
So, it's basically an ability battle. So, what do you want to use your base? I'm going to say intelligence or wisdom because you're enchanting right now. Unless you want to argue something else.
Intelligence or wisdom? I'm fine with that.
Which one do you pick?
It would probably be wisdom.
Okay. Guess you want to add any skill modifiers or kits?
I don't unfortunately have any skill modifiers or kits that would apply to this situation.
All right.
You could add your Arcana modifier, even if you don't have proficiency in it, still a skill modifier.
But wouldn't it
Sorry,
also have
expertise.
to be something I have expertise in?
No.
Okay, but
No.
it's intelligence skill, so wouldn't it mismatch with the
No.
wisdom?
No, your base
No.
your base just means how much TP you have. So you
Yeah.
have 2 plus whatever your base score is. So what's your and what
I
are
have
you using
3.
intelligence?
I have 3.
Yeah, okay. So you have 3 base. That means you can put 3 things into this ability battle. So one's gonna be your Arcana, is what Rebel's saying. So that means you have 2 more slots to put something into.
Mm-hmm.
Could I do insight?
To try to
Argue
check
why you
how
would do
it's
insight.
And insight would be, would I be understanding as I'm being taught it? As I'm being taught this new enchantment, and would I be able to actually apply it?
All right, I'll allow it. But that's the last skill modifier. So you got your Arcana, your Insight, and you have 1 more TP.
I have no skills to use it on.
Alright. So again, I gave you a +5, and then add your other modifiers. What does that put you at?
So 5, that's a 6, that's a +9.
So I'm rolling at a +16, you're rolling at a +9. You ready?
Yeah, it's a 1d20 +9.
Yes. Alright, here I go.
Alright.
You gotta be... Do you want to coin yourself, or do you want to coin me before I make the results?
If you want a chance, you have to coin James.
Yeah, let's throw a coin at James and see if he can roll a 1.
Alright.
1, 1, 1. Darn.
Close, but no dice.
Yeah. Yeah.
But because instead of losing by, so I for those who don't know, I've updated the enchanting to make it more to reflect the changes we made to social, so it has some more umph to it. What was going to happen was that you were going to be dazed for 10 minutes and take some damage because of you concentrating too hard, but you've only lost by 3, so nothing happens. You simply just lose. Except I am going to give you a level exhaustion though, because you are being trained by this man.
Yeah.
No, that's not it. So it was after hours of doing this. Actually, that was about 2 hours. That was only 2 hours. After about 2 hours of trying, you just can't. You can't figure it out. It was one thing when your when expulsion was on the line, it was pushing you through this torment. But now that it's not as dangerous of the stakes, you just can't put yourself to do it. You can't figure out these runes, and he's yelling at you, and you're just cracking under the pressure. Is that no? You're doing it wrong. What did I say before? You need to focus on this area. Look at this. You haven't wrapped in properly. You're not even trying. Your back's falling apart. You put too much liquid here. You don't have enough arcane dust there. Your runes are off here, and he's just berating you.
Please remind me why we're having me do it in comments instead of just a regular way that an attuned would do it.
Fine. You want to do it the regular way to do it? Fine. Here, take the bag and we'll shove it in your shove it into your hands. You want to try again?
I could, yeah.
Are you gonna? I will let you know. You will take another level of exhaustion if you try again. If you want his help.
I could probably try in private. Why give up, you know?
You know what? I don't like people leaving like this, but sometimes you need to just come back with a fresh head on things. This isn't for an assignment, so I will allow you to leave this time, but only this time.
Understood.
And you leave.
Bieber
What's your
remember
next
that.
plan?
Yeah. You just kind of said, "Fuck it." You know.
We'll have to come
Bieber
back to
will
this
remember
plan at
that.
a later date.
Make me an insight check.
Insight check? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. I almost rolled it with advantage, sorry.
You are reminded that you do know someone who's really good at enchanting, who's way less aggressive.
Who is that?
Finn.
I guess the question is, would Finn help me, though?
That's the question left to you.
It's
So-
at this point we gotta wonder, is it really worth the levels of exhaustion that are inevitably going to fall on me for a funny haha item?
All right. So while you ponder that, lunch goes by. You guys come back from combat, and the day is winding down as dinner arrives. Toto, do you do anything during dinner? Talk to anyone?
Not that I can think of. Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, I do want to tell Sully. Uh, Sully,
Yeah.
tomorrow, or even later tonight when we have time, they've got the arena set up for Friday.
Oh, of course they do. Just because the headmaster was talking about it. Oh, why?
It looks like a traditional tournament. A traditional tournament setup.
They hate us.
Well, I mean, granted that it's there, it means it can be used.
That is true. What are you suggesting? We look at the arena real quick?
Yeah, maybe look at how we can possibly set up for optimal use of the space.
That doesn't sound like a bad idea, actually. Just best be prepared for tomorrow.
Is it? It's not tomorrow. It's Friday.
Oh. What is tomorrow? I thought today was Thursday.
Today's Wednesday.
Today's
Tomorrow's
Wednesday.
Thursday.
I got my days mixed up because I read wrong.
I blame Rebel.
I guess we'll see if
Fair.
Leanne comes to class tomorrow.
She will apologize on my behalf. It is entirely her fault.
Beautiful.
So are you gonna go with Toto to go check out the arena?
Yeah, we'll go check it out.
I'm guessing Erwin's here. Will Erwin join? Erwin
Yes,
join them as a
Erwin
third
would
member.
join them.
No, Urban's gonna go be emo in the corner.
Yeah, go be emo in the corner.
Erwin, are you doing anything during dinner?
No, not anything in particular.
All right. What about you, Sully?
Nah, there's nothing really to do at dinner except eat.
All right, Quinn.
All right, James. I'm gonna go over to Team Silver.
All right.
How are they looking, buddy?
Half of them aren't even there. There's 2 people there.
There's only 2?
Yeah.
That makes my life easier.
God,
Okay.
the depression's hitting him so hard they can't even eat.
Damn. Depression does hit you like that, though.
Yeah.
One
of them's heads down into the floor. The other one's sort of just scribbling into a notebook.
So I'll sit with the one that's scribbling. I mean, I assume they're like sitting together, like.
They're on
No.
opposite sides of the table.
All right, then we will sit with the one that is scribbling.
All right.
Good
Prince.
evening.
He'll just look at you and say, Prince.
I wanted to check up on how you're holding up. What with Scar's uproar in recent week and all.
What does it matter?
Because I know there's some people on your team that have potential, and I'd hate to see that go to waste.
Do we have potential? Is that true, or is that just words people say that they could make us feel better?
I suppose we'll find out. You did make it into the school after all. You did make it past execution week.
Taking tests by yourself when you have time to study, to prepare, that's one thing. There's a difference between knowing material and applying material. Same reason why in a lot of schools, especially in Lavera, you should know this. There's a difference between studied magic and applied magics. It's easy to know commons and to say it when you have time to think. When you're in battle, it's a completely different story. I realize now that passing and getting into the school meant absolutely nothing.
Hmm. It's fair, but you're here, so why not strive to reach that point where you can use comments in combat and everything?
Simple. I'm disgusted by this place already.
Oh?
We're not even 2 weeks in, and on my team, was a wolf among sheep who's devouring us for a simple game so that he can make himself look prettier and a better prize to other people. I look at the other teams and watch them already plotting against each other. Your team versus Iron, bickering at each other, already starting fights. There's talks of deceit, people trying to backstab, people lying, rumors spreading. This is a disgusting hellhole.
Sounds to me like you'd rather just not be here at all.
Then what was the point of doing all those tests? What was the point of giving up on inheriting my father's company if I was going to just give up now? So I'm stuck on a crossroads of dealing with the dirt or just walking away.
Well, what motivated you to give up what you had and try here? What were you trying to get out of it?
Uh, he sort of stops while he's scribbling. He looks up and sort of looks up at the ceiling. You don't even know who I am, do you?
My name is Quinn, which I assume you already knew, but sometimes I do forget to ask names.
You can just call me Carter.
All right, Carter. Why are you here?
I saw something. Something I didn't think was real. Saw someone twice in my life. Once at the bottom of the rung, bleeding, being outran, disgusting sight, and then the next, being accepted here.
They changed their ways and made it in, it sounds.
Hmm. Why do you assume they had to change their ways? Why do you assume that they were in the wrong and something had to change inside of them?
Not saying in that kind of way, but you said bottom rung and just it sounded like um they weren't doing well. And what I mean by change ways is more of taking the step up, uh starting to climb the ladder.
Yeah, I guess in that sense you could. You could say that that's what's happening. I see it as a completely strange event. Something outside of study, something that can't be explained. When someone comes from the bottom and rises all the way to the top, it's a fairy tale thing in reality. It doesn't happen too much. I am simple, noble, have riches for my family. I was able to come to your castle a few times. If I left now, I would lead a decent life. But my family didn't come from peasant, from poor, with no marks to their names. Most people here, there are commoners amongst us, and most people here are rich. But the commoners will interest me. People who come from nothing, who manage to find a chance to crawl out of that nothing. And even through all this, they're still pushing forward. Even when the bureaucracy comes back and these disgusting nobles and con men bicker at each other, they're still here.
Because they don't let themselves get caught up in the drama of the upper ranks. They
But
can
isn't that what... Oh, good.
said they can more or less brush it off, at least more easily than those of us affected by it directly.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing, though? I look at you.
It depends. I would consider it a good thing, seeing as you get an outsider's perspective. Um, I, for one, have been a little bit judged off the cuff simply for my rank, and I'd rather not have that a factor.
You
But
throw yourself. Sorry.
but it also makes them feel more like outsiders, as they're not as high up as some of the other students. Even though right now it doesn't matter, we're all students here. We're all on a relatively even playing field, I suppose. Same boat.
But wouldn't you see as a
Same
bad thing that they are cold and callous to the type of thing? Wars and wage cuts, taxes, things that affect these poor, hopeless peasants. They have no choice but to ignore them because they have no say in it. People like your father and even you have bounds more say in the matters of the world than them. They had no choice but to become callous to it, but to not let themselves get caught up into it because they had no power to change it either way.
And the people
Isn't
that do have the power to change it do not realize how much it impacts because they're not affected by it.
exactly people doing the most talking in school, people who don't care about the power they control. I don't even think you realize the weight you carry. In those student council meetings, you don't see how many people's eyes look at you in hatred and how many people look at you in admiration. But you keep
I
talking because you were trained to do so.
was going to ask you if I had seen you in politics or not, because it reminded me of what Leanne was talking about last class, with how corrupt the mage's ruling system is, and the way you were speaking just now made it more acceptable of a viewpoint than
The mage,
simply what I was trained to believe of it not being all that bad.
and we are terrible people. And this school is a good idea of what it is. For
Mhm.
instance, you look at Scars as people. This entire team itself, we do not agree with anything he says, but because he got lucky enough and he persuaded us with his silver tongue, used others to convince us otherwise of our own judgment, he gained all the power, and now we can't take it away from him. Same way as a king, once he gains power, the family will never lose it until someone forces it out of their hands with bloodshed.
You can hope that it won't be because of bloodshed, but in reality, that is the only way it ever happens.
There are only two changes of power when it comes to royal families in mage history, and both involved war. Sometimes violence is necessary, but we're talking semantics and
Mhm.
politics now.
Yes.
Why did you come over
This
here?
is
Sorry.
as I said before, I wanted to make sure potential didn't go to waste in Team Silver. As a whole, you all seem to have given up. I'd rather not see that much of the student population just fall away. Wither away is a better word for it.
Well, I guess to swing back to the point we've been talking about. There are the people at top. He'll gesture to you. He'll point at basically every leader of the team, and then at Scars. And then those who fall to the wayside. And then even further down, those who don't even have favors or allies or the luckiness of being close to those high up. People like us, just to him and the person who's like face planted, who will just be forgotten in a week's time. What's the point of caring? What's the point of trying to say you have potential when you'll never have what's at top? Because not because of your strength or your skill, but simply because you weren't lucky, you weren't fast enough when it mattered.
because you didn't have the advantages other people did right off the bat.
Exactly.
Then why not work harder to try to change that? Try to make a name for yourself. I suppose as Scars is doing, though it's not the best reputation to be associated with your name.
Well, that's what comes back to my original quandary when I came to the school. I saw that person. I saw them on the dirt and how they're rising. They're breaking my theory of things. I saw them with absolutely nothing. Less than nothing, actually. And yet they're still climbing. And I'm trying to decide if it's just luck and it falls back into my system, or if they can push themselves out of the dirt, and there is hope.
Would you consider it cheating if someone who's not quite in the dirt helps someone else out? That be an anomaly or a outlier in your system, or is that taken into account with people climbing up?
One has to scratch someone else's back eventually. It's a part of the system to be dragged out if you have use to yourself. But even then, you can never reach the top. No one does. You simply just get the benefits of it.
It sounds to me like honestly the most advantageous thing you could do, um, if it weren't for the rule eliminating people every other week. Um, you sound like you'd be a great actual leader for Team Silver. Maybe a bit on the callous side, but you know what you're talking about.
I look back down at his journal. But I wasn't fast enough when it mattered. And I wasn't there when the time needed, and my voice didn't carry enough weight.
Um, your leader is about to leave. Opening is coming.
A smile.
You could consider it luck, or you can consider it part of the system. This is your chance to step up.
Sounds like a redemption story, the underdogs rising up. A beautiful novel, something I've read many times, except you missing one thing. In novels, there's always the accidental slip-up of the enemy. The evil side is too cocky. Something happens, giving the hero a chance to rise up. We're not in a silly little fairy tale. You know just as well as I do that whatever team Scars is joining, the benefit that he's giving them amongst his own skills, that he's eliminating a team with him. He won't join them until we're all gone.
I haven't quite made that connection. That would be why he hasn't joined another team yet.
Think about it. The man that eliminated a team by himself and is offering his services. He's proving that he's a reliable fighter. He's a decent enough talker. But he's bloodthirsty and ruthless. He's willing to get the job done. You can have your own personal hitman. You won't even have to do anything.
Personally, that's not the way I'd like to play this game. I don't. So I didn't see it coming.
No, Prince, no one wants to play a game like that, but you either fall for it or you lose to it. But I appreciate the thought. It's a nice, fun thought. But at the end of the day, I most likely will fall to the system itself. I simply wasn't good enough here.
And are you going to just sit around and let yourself be shaved off with the rest of Team Silver?
What option would you recommend?
Well, of course, my proposition had involved him leaving before Silver altogether fell, and then you have leadership yourself. Or part of the reason I came over here was to see if there's anyone worth helping out, anyone with the heart to continue. Of course, I'm not the team leader, so it does have to go through Barkley, but I'm essentially on a recruiting mission.
You'll think about it. Well, if you're on a recruiting mission, as you know, I'm from Livera, mage by trade, and comments is how I deal with my magic. I specialize in offensive magic, mainly melee combat, changing of elements, things like that. Dabble a bit in transformation, but I mainly stick to offensive attacks.
On paper, I suppose that's my magical skill as well.
How we use that's very different, though.
Mm-hmm.
So, if that's what you want, good.
But I'm not here for your resume and really what you can do for the team. I'm trying to work on less of seeing people as assets. What matters is whether if we take you, you'll continue trying. Continue your analysis of the other teams, I suppose, and the system of what's happening. Sure, we can probably get a lot out of that, but I don't want to see you give up on that.
If I were to join your team, I'd keep going as long as that person's here. I'll keep seeing it through. And for my own personal research.
And that seems like a solid enough reason. And ultimately, whether you'd like to take my proposition is up to you. So I'm going to let you think about it for a bit because I do want to talk to Mr. Head Down. But you can always come to Team Wood's table and talk to me or Barkley.
Of course.
I'm gonna reach out to shake his hand before I get up and go to the other end of the table.
Grab it.
Yeah. That darkness hand.
He dispels it. You do.
Well, fuck.
It's
Fuck your shitty hand.
Moment.
He pulls.
You know,
He starts chanting comments. It looks like he's using a fire spell.
Have resistance to elemental damage, but I don't think the arm has resistance. However, I meant to ask when the arm just takes damage, if I want to heal that damage, I have to remake the arm, right?
Essentially.
Okay. So it's on 1 hit point, so it doesn't matter.
It's whenever something touches my arm, it explodes.
It's a self-defense mechanism. You touch me, boom.
Yoda death noise here.
It doesn't do anything. If it hits you, you're blinded.
Sorry,
Unfortunately, it's dangerously close to me.
I was calling the person across a guy. It was a girl. I apologize.
Oh, okay. Miss Head Down.
Yeah.
For my correction. Yeah. That's who I'm going to. The difficulty here is if she doesn't lift her head up, I don't know if she's talking.
Mm-hmm. What do you do?
I guess I'm gonna sit across from her and I guess tap her on the shoulder.
She'll look up at you. And then you just see this sort of this deadpan look in her eyes.
You look tired enough that you must have been in cloud watching this morning too, right? Say it was a little joking laugh.
You were there? Oh, yeah, you were, Prince. She'll set up. Yeah, that was insane.
A lot more intense than I was expecting from cloud watching.
About what I was expecting. I just wasn't expecting it to go that sour that quickly.
Mm-hmm. I knew it sounded too good to be true, so there had to be a trick, but I didn't quite realize it would be just a chase scene.
Yeah, well, I'm faster than most, so it worked out in the end for me.
I actually came over here to ask how you're holding up with the whole Team Silver business.
No, I would care. You guys got it set pretty well.
Yes, but we'd hate to see an entire team just wither away after the actions of a few.
Yeah, sometimes it's how it is. It's just life. But if you're so
And
concerned, I'm just accepting it. It'll happen.
you're just going to sit and watch it slowly fade?
Sometimes you just lose. Sometimes you win. That's life. Flip of a coin.
Then why'd you try so hard to get here if you're just going to accept losing?
Because I was tired of the life I was in. Got an opportunity. Managed to trick my mom to thinking that it was something to advance our prestigious family. She didn't understand how dangerous it was. I knew it was, though. See a bit of fire, like a bit of light show up in her eyes. The idea of having the challenge against students every day. The idea of being one of the sole people wearing that graduation outfit. I knew it would be bloodthirsty. I just didn't think I'd get the short end of the stick this early. It sucks so badly.
Then why don't you try to find perhaps another team to join or make the most of your remaining time with a couple challenges?
Iron's not accepting anyone. Glass, I don't like the cut of them. Diamond's really fun. Someone I could have some sparring with, but the rest, too nice, too cautious. Gold, they're weak, honestly. I also have mental challenges, which really isn't my forte. Not much fun there. And you guys seem a bit too soft, honestly.
That's fair. Honestly, with the exception of Monday's event, we're not the offensive type, if you will.
Nope. You got, let's see. Sully didn't even take combat class, yet he's challenging Scars, which I've seen fight. He's gonna tear Sully piece by piece. Toto is in combat class and really shouldn't be, but he's interesting enough, fun guy. He's a decent shot, but if you corner him, you got nowhere to go. Irwin, I got nothing but respect for the guy. Really quick with his weapon, really quick with his magic. Would love to fight him a few times. But besides that, looks like your leader isn't much of a fighter himself, or he's holding back. You have a person who refuses to fight, so she's pretty useless. And you have someone else who'd rather sleep than fight. Then you have Porter, he's just a fun guy, but not really tactical.
I was going to say you left out probably the most entertaining of the bunch.
Then there's you, Prince.
And there's a reason I'm not in combat class or in that challenge.
Oh, there's a reason why I stopped at then there's you, because anything past that would probably get me in jail for the things I'd say.
I personally don't think I have the authority to do that, especially here.
Oh, well then,
Legally speaking, you
could...
can talk as much shit about me as you want.
Oh, she'll just turn around and their eyes go bright. Well, you look like if I just pushed pushed you slightly, you'd break and shatter into a million pieces. You have no choreography about you. I thought you ran out of breath halfway, like before the run even started. I don't even think you have any type of tactical awareness outside of like reading books. You just altogether, if I dropped you in the middle of the woods, you'd probably die in like less than a few days.
Honestly,
Not to mention your
few days.
death.
For one, I was gonna say a few days is probably highballing it. I'm being a bit generous. And props to noting the deafness.
Your volume doesn't change. I also was noticing you weren't reacting the way others were when we were sitting there boringly watching clouds.
Mhm. Oh, did others hear the boar coming?
There was
Mm.
that, and there's also the conversations you completely ignore that are happening behind you. And then there was your sister who always got in front of you before speaking to you. She never just, even though she was right next to you, she always got your attention first. And then I got curious, so I snuck up in behind you and whispered something. Juno told me to stop, but you didn't even hear it.
Fair. There's only so much I can do to conceal the information.
So
You
shrug.
are fairly observant, though. I'm impressed.
Yeah, look at things, especially when all you do for a living is make boring clothes. You sit in a shop all day, all you gotta do is look.
So you come from seamstresses, or
Famous clothing line we make. My mom works on battle armor, which is the fun part. My dad works on the fashion for the nobles down in guild person.
Burner Davis, probably.
Alan.
Alan. Oh yeah, down, but still down. Yeah.
No,
I was like, what's the
Davis.
furthest
It was
south?
Davis. It was Davis.
Okay. You just wanted to say like the one other than Troy that I didn't mention.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds like quite repetitive work.
Boring as hell. Only fun part is when I get the train, but mom barely lets me do that. Outside of self-defense, there's no use. There's no reason to use your attune magic.
Unless you wanted to just go around causing trouble, but I assume you don't want that for your family. Then.
Oh, I did it all the time. It just not as me.
Not as you?
Yeah.
I can draw my own conclusions from that.
Good, because I ain't saying much else to royalty.
Exactly. Understandable. So you're going to just let the chance to have fun and fight others as yourself pass you by?
Who else am I gonna fight? You guys are barely. If I joined your team, you guys sound like you barely got into a fight. I heard your little conversation. You seemed a bit ruffled that Sully even brought up the idea of a challenge. And like I said, the other teams are either too stuck up in the butt or they ain't gonna do anything soon that looks fun. Everyone here is concerned with talking with their mouths and not with their fists.
To be fair, a lot of us, that is our um, preferred medium of combat.
Exactly. So why stick around if all you guys are gonna do is talk? It was fun when there's a rush of trying to get past execution week, when there was a timer and having to go out in the wild and hunt things down with your bare hands, but you guys are just boring.
Have you tried talking to Fee? Like, tried to join his team or anything?
We talk from time to time, but he's on some junk about having to prove himself and needing to do this alone.
All right. Hmm. Thank you, Car. Well, are you just going to let it happen? Or even if you don't agree with the team, you can join them and at least seem to enjoy at least combat class. Maybe ruffle some feathers yourself, initiate some challenges.
They go silent, and you see the light in her eyes sort of dies off again. That's the thing about fun. It's no good if you're just doing good people that you can't trust, or doing it with people that don't care about you. I join their team and they're not into what I'm doing, then I'm just back on silver. Just change the names. I'll be booted out as soon as they get the chance. I'll be the first one on the chopping block if something goes wrong. There's nothing fun if you're doing it by yourself.
Staying on silver is also essentially doing it by yourself, just with a more escalated timer.
That's where it happened first. No one here really talked to each other. Then Scars came in and we suddenly just been in a dead group. There's no friendship, no comrades, no nothing like that. There's no fun after classes. No thrills, it's just nothingness.
Hmm.
Much as I hated my town, I had friends there. When I did fun stuff, I had people I can laugh with, but here it's just either hearing nothingness in your own room instead of people crying, or you're hearing people talking their mouths off like they're in some rich, famous banquet hall, discussing politics of the world events. No one here is just normal. No one here just wants to have fun.
Because everyone's here for some ulterior motive. To prove
Yeah, and some
themselves like Fee or gain power.
I get that. Everyone wants to grow up and do something great, but what happened to just having fun for a little bit?
How old does she look, James?
Uh, she looks like she couldn't be any older than probably 19.
Okay. She's not on the older side, but also not like a kid. Hmm. Mm. They're all just trying to grow up too fast. Which some of their situations is needed, but you just need to find other people who have the time to spare.
And then we're back to the original point. The original thing I was thinking about. No one here has time.
Mhm. Mhm. Did you ever get to Team Glass? I remember you seemed to like Diamond.
Yeah, but she's on a tight leash. We get to talk sometimes. We sparred a few times now. But I don't think Ted will let me in.
Mm.
Especially since he's been getting all buddy-buddy with Scars.
Yeah, I'll be real. If it came down to switching teams, I would likely have gone to Glass, but not with the Scars business, you know?
Eh, Ted's reeling him in pretty well. He's really good at talking to people. At
Mm-hmm.
least he talks. Scars acts like a half decent human being when they're talking.
That's impressive, actually. That
Yeah,
he's taming him, it seems.
but not fun.
Hmm. And you said Gold just used their mouths too much?
Yeah, they don't really do anything. What Finn, I hear Finn do sounds fun, but I don't know.
Hmm. Well, the Iron's not accepting new members. I don't know. I feel like if you wanted to have fun, do some challenges, Gold would probably be your best option. Now, for the most part, they all seem to get along and be friends, but um, between you and me, I've heard that there's discussion of trying to, take out other teams and go for challenges, and that does seem like it would be your forte if you're trying to have a good time here. Especially if you don't mind being, if you don't mind fading away anyways, I don't feel like you'd mind being on the chopping block too. That's the risk of losing a challenge. But I could be wrong, of course.
Persuasion.
But that could be worse.
You got a point there. Now, is there anything else you want to talk about, Prince? Dinner's wrapping up.
No, I'm not Team Gold, so I can't say anything more on that. But I do wish that you'll find a way to stay at the academy.
Guess we'll see.
No, go back to wood table to wrap up dinner.
Wood. All right. So,
Wood.
a brick's thrown at you. Oh, he's not.
Really?
A brick.
Sullivan.
No, I'm just making. I'm messing with him.
Sully, a
What?
brick hits you in the head.
Sully.
A brick hits
why
you in
the-
the head.
Sully,
would a
somebody threw a
brick-
brick at you.
Why would someone throw a brick at me? I even did the scream.
Damn.
All right. So dinner ends, and you guys all said you were gonna go adventure off to the arena.
Yes, I believe that's what we did say.
When are you joining them, or do you have other plans?
I don't have other plans, so honestly, I'll probably join them. Try to
Would
help
you
them
let
strategize.
Quinn join you?
Oh yeah, sure. Why not?
Quinn, you're not allowed there.
Wait, she said why not, and you said Quinn, you're not.
Quinn's
What?
not there. Everyone else is. I'm joking here. You guys walk in,
Uh,
and you see. Actually, as you guys walk in, you see leaving is the upperclassmen. And they are half of them are limping. They have sort of their outfits are scorched. They're not even in their outfits; they're in their armor at this point. But they look like they got been beaten through hell. But they're laughing the entire time as they leave.
Is there any signs of combat on the field, or they probably came through a portal?
You figure they came through a portal. There's
Okay.
nothing on the field.
So, you said this looks like a standard setup, right, Toto?
From what I've watched of these tournaments, yeah.
Then I assume the thing starts in the center then, right?
Do they, James?
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then it seems there's a line that probably both parties stay behind so that they have equal chance to get the hook right off the bat.
That's about right.
So what you guys see is these towers are 30 feet high. The brown parts are stairs leading up. The middle tower is again 30 feet high, and these little string things are rope bridges. Very thin rope bridges that you would have to make an acrobatics or athletics check to get across without falling, or just use or treat it as difficult terrain.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
There's no smooth surfaces besides the stairs, though, especially in that middle platform. So unless you have the ability to run up walls without effort, you wouldn't be able to climb them.
How tall is the middle platform?
All these towers are 30 feet.
Okay.
And what are the yellow things?
Barriers that if you can crouch behind. They stand 5 feet tall, but you can easily crouch behind if need be.
Okay.
Seeing this battlefield, we can assume that one of them will probably stay back in the cover.
That's probably going to be the one that's going to shoot at us.
Which means you would need a way to quickly get an angle against the cover, perhaps like that, or like that, or you can rush them head on quickly.
You said
Or
that the towers were tall enough to see over the barriers?
yeah, or get enough
Yeah,
height.
the
was
towers
my
are
other-
only the towers are 30 feet high. The barrier's only 5 feet high.
Okay, yeah.
Hmm.
So if one of them, the ranged, stays behind the barriers, I can stay on the towers.
Well, she may actually run for one of the towers.
You can always gain cover behind one of the towers, or just simply staying next to it. The angle gets a bit steep. See. Regardless, she's either going to be on top of the tower taking a sniper-like position, or she'll be behind cover going for people on the ground.
Either way she does it, there's places where she wouldn't be able to shoot unless she ran towards them. If what people are
Exactly.
saying is true, her twin will likely try to cover those areas, I believe.
So they're likely to be. It's likely that they won't be able to see each other, essentially. If one of them is covering the areas the other can't hit, then
It's likely, yes.
you get my point, yeah.
However, in Scars, we'll probably be preparing for whoever first picks up the hook to try and take them out quickly.
Who will be trying to get the hook first?
James, I'm gonna walk to like make my way up the stairs
You
to
can
check
put
out
your token down.
I'm gonna check out the wires. You know?
All right.
I wanna see how sturdy they are, James.
All right. You
Like, could they easily be cut?
you feel them. They do. They look like they could. It would take some effort, but it wouldn't take much effort to cut these.
Okay. Hmm.
That's a play.
You do have access to flying, which would mean that
I wouldn't doubt that they
cutting-
had some way to get across those gaps.
yes, I wouldn't doubt they'd be able to maybe take a running jump and make the gap, or some teleportation magic, but it would definitely require a lot more effort on their part than it would for you all. I'm not saying it's a good strategy, but I'm saying it's an idea.
Well, do you have any thoughts?
Is-
Yeah,
I have a
someone
question
asked
about the
who's
tower.
going for the hook first.
Sorry, what did you say, Sully?
Is there any covering for the tower?
The middle one.
Yeah.
There's no covering towers. You can probably on these when the stairways that go inside, you can probably hide because this is are basically a stairway going up.
I didn't
So
mean
for
covering.
this-
I meant, will there be shadows?
Oh, shadows. You can
Well-
probably tell if you hug the side of these walls. You could probably get some shadows.
It's time to teleport.
The side of any of the walls, or because I'm also thinking what time of day it's gonna be,
Yeah.
James.
It
If
should
the
be-
shadow might fall a bit further on certain sides. Because it will be about 10, 11 a.m.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah, but you also aren't in an actual
Yeah, we are also.
sun.
oh that yeah, you're right. I forgot about that, James. I was gonna try to beat this with science. Help Noah out a bit.
Your
I was like,
astronomy
high
won't
noon
help you
isn't
here
ju-
when you're in a pocket
High
dimension.
noon generally isn't until 1 to 2
It'd probably be
p.m.
like
James.
the left side will probably have shadows on it.
Okay.
Based of how you can see the lighting of the Coliseum that changes. Right now, it looks like it's nighttime.
To the degree the angle. Here you see my right triangle.
God.
I would say on the left side of these buildings, you can get some shadow.
Okay. Cool. which means because it has to be shadows invisibility, that's gonna be like your only teleport option. Unless you do rule like there's a bit of shadow on all the edges, but that's on James. Darkness Carry has those specific limitations because it's really good.
We'll say this is 10 feet out, and this is 10 feet out, and everything else is 5 feet if you hug the wall. If you hug any of these other walls or structures, you can get shadow, but you have to be like 5 feet to it.
Yeah, okay.
Now, as for who should first go grab the hook, that's what you were asking, Toto?
Yeah.
I could try and get in and get out really quickly, as I'm probably
Those
the
are your
fastest
shadow
one.
zones.
But I do worry about Scars,
Mm-hmm.
whether or not he could beat me to the punch.
We don't
he
know
going to-
what he has up his sleeve.
But here's the question. Is he going to try to beat you to the punch, or does he want us to get it first?
You have a fair point.
True.
He doesn't seem to be stupid, so he probably has some sort of strategy. If he knows he can't get up to the middle platform quickly, he'll simply wait for the hook to make its way down. Or something else of the sort, you know. There's a plan to react to that.
Well, I think we have a basis for our strategy. However, there's too many variables for us to predict what he's going to be able to do. What do you think you want to do with Kodal, Toto?
Kodal is going to stay near whoever is either A, being targeted. Like, if he doesn't even care who's holding the hook, he's going to go after either Sully or maybe even focus down one person, because if we're all incapacitated, it's game over.
From how I've heard he
So-
fights, he's not going to be able to go after anyone but the one with the hook. He would incur too much of a penalty doing so.
Well,
The archer would be more likely to be going after anyone without a hook.
okay, well, Kodal's going to stay nearby whoever has the hook and is being targeted. That way she can get a heal on you, and if need be, if nobody's nearby, either I or Sully, or whoever else is not holding the hook, you can pass it to her. She can't exactly hold on real well when she's biting it, but I can, like Gentile, I can shift her form.
Just remember
Yes,
that Kodal can't be riding on one of us. And
No, she'll be
Yes.
next to you.
She needs to have her own modality,
Well, and
which
count
is
as a
why I was
different
thinking
transfer.
which is why I was thinking, I've been thinking about Barkley as an option, simply because he has a bird, and pairing that with Irwin's flight ability means that you can easily pass it in the air.
Flight is nice, however, you do have to realize that ranged attacks still hit well in the air.
Mm-hmm.
There isn't
And they
much
have,
cover there.
quite frankly, two ranged.
Which would not
If
be
he
fun.
can reach that far with his juggling.
Daggers are thrown weapons for a reason. Mm.
That's what we have to consider.
But I'm still thinking some sort of flying creature wouldn't be a bad idea, even if they're just hovering off the ground. Takes terrain out of the equation for at least one member.
If need be, mid-combat, I can shift her again. If I need to put her in the air, we can put her in the air.
I don't know how strenuous that is on you, so I would rather suggest that you pick a form and stick with it.
Only if we need to, I would say you should do that.
Yes.
Alright. And I think it's best that we try to...
Grab the hook as early as possible.
Also, quickly pulling it out, you do realize that it says change appearance, right?
Yeah, I was thinking about that myself.
Well, in this form, your pet assumes the languages and mannerisms of the chosen creature. Does that not mean that...
language
No,
and
that
mannerisms. of
mannerisms.
chosen
That doesn't. You
creature.
can flap your wings. That doesn't mean you're gonna fly.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, no, I see. I just misunderstood that then.
Okay, because I only know based on what Wolf has told me. Not told me, but like mentioned in passing of like, yeah, I can change my snake.
You can make it look like things that are similar size and make it act like it, but it can't be it.
Okay.
It's not physically
No, see,
a
I
flying
just
creature.
I just misunderstood what that was then. That was on
Yeah.
me. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Just that's what I wanted to clarify.
It's going to be clarified before combat, too.
Yeah.
All right, I appreciate that clarification, James.
Yeah.
This changes things.
Where the snake falls out of the air. I can fly.
Yeah. No,
Alright,
'cause
snake, go! The snake can't fly.
that does. Because I don't know if Kotal can actually hold on to the hook. If she wrapped her mouth around it and we took away her bite ability, then that would be fine.
Yeah, I would honestly say with Kotal still change the form. Something with at least an arm. Grab it easily without losing the ability to bite.
I'll allow you to grab with an arm because it's just basically Kodo grabbing his face. If you have
Okay.
the ability to grab before you change forms, you can still grab. Even if it looks different. Is that you can't just gain new abilities from changing your appearance.
Yeah, that's fair.
So then her shifting just kind of won't actually do anything for us.
Yeah, her shifting will make her look different, and she can play herself off as something different, but she doesn't physically change
Yeah.
as a character. She's still a snake. So whatever a snake can do, a snake can move, a snake can grab, a snake can attack, but they can't like grow new abilities with it.
Yeah, the only thing I was concerned about is her keeping up, but she has a normal movement speed, so she'll be fine. Yeah, she's faster than I am, so she can keep up with y'all. If nothing else. And she's the actual healing body.
Yeah. If you wanted to do some sort of mental play, there might be a form she can take to throw them off, but throw them off, intimidate them, something of the sort.
Someone else enters the arena.
But
Two people.
Oh boy.
You see Casper, and you see Lorben. And they stop when they see you guys.
Stupid names.
Stupid names, stupid people.
Oh, looks like the prince is here with the loonies, with the disgusting lackeys. It seems we came at the wrong time, didn't we?
No, don't let our presence prevent you from using the arena.
We were trying to enjoy a lovely stroll, but if you guys are going to be here, we might just come back later.
Stroll to the arena.
He gestures back to the hallway. It's not like there's much other places you can stroll to.
This is a new addition, so it's more interesting than the rest of the school.
He's going.
I doubt if
Sullivan's
I'd
going
call
to
this more
motion
interesting.
to the void. There's not much place to take a walk either.
Well, you can just... It's soothing, actually, looking at the void. Quite interesting to figure out where exactly we are. I have a few guesses at this point, but It's something to think about.
Just be careful not to fall in. Say with like a little chuckle.
Yeah, Prince. But if you guys are gonna be here, I don't want you stinking up the mood.
No,
Let's go, Lorbin. Hmm?
I believe we were finishing up anyways.
Yes, we don't want to disrupt your evening.
How considerate of your Royal Highness. Disgust in his words.
I can hear the disgust, James. You're doing a good job at it.
Well, if you guys are going then.
Go. Unless Toto has some shit to talk. That's on him.
Nope, he says nothing.
As you guys
Toto
pass.
is just taking deep breaths. He's
By the way,
doing, like,
how is
breathing
your
exercises.
friend Porter doing?
He's doing quite well, no thanks to you, but
Whatever do you mean?
I think we both know what I mean.
Simply giving information out has no harm on me. I was asking because he apparently paid a visit to our section of the school. Was curious if he had any type of interesting conversation for us.
No. No, he seems to be completely fine.
Well, I do hope so. I heard that he was slamming his thick skull against some hard objects. Tends to do a bit of brain damage. Wouldn't want to ruin what little potential he has to begin with.
Most of that potential isn't in his brain, and I think we both know that.
True, true, true. But I'm glad he's doing okay then. Thought some bad news might ruffle him a bit too much, but he seems to have a stronger spirit than I expected. Interesting indeed. I guess his mother did raise him well.
Toto, are you gonna slap him?
I am this close
What?
to beating the ever living shit out of both of them.
What did Casper do?
Casper's
I don't
just an
like
asshole.
Casper. Casper's just an asshole. Lorvin
Haven't
has been
spoken
stepping
yet.
over lines.
Did Casper literally not lead with, "Oh, look, it's the prince and his disgusting lackeys"?
Yeah, but like
he's
he hasn't
just an
said anything
asshole.
about Porter. He's been silent for his portion.
I mean, honestly,
Yeah,
I think
Casper's
he
just an
sees all
asshole.
of I just think he sees all of Team Wood as the prince's disgusting lackeys.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, you
Like, I feel like if
smell-
Porter had been here too, he wouldn't have changed his statement.
You smell.
You want to
Oh.
go? I'll throw down.
I'm sorry, Toto. Am I striking a nerve?
I just think we should go. Come on, guys.
We were leaving.
Well, you guys have fun. My condolences to Porter. And his maybe recent loss. Shall we go then, Casper? Yes, let's go. And they'll walk further into the arena.
Don't fall into the endless abyss.
I have to leave the arena. I leave the arena. I'm gone.
Try not to cry too much when you see your sister's arm get broken.
Mm.
I'm gonna break his arm later.
Does Sullivan mutter that under his breath or something?
Sullivan is gonna wake up tomorrow, and violence is gonna be his choice.
He's gonna just run towards the team. There's gonna be a war between two teams tomorrow.
Sullivan does not care. He will melt his body.
All right, you guys walk back and you notice two things. One, you guys see Violent alone, not doing anything, rushing around for once. And two, Toto, you hear that voice.
Where's it coming from?
Voice of the book person.
You hear the voice coming from and walking with Leanne, who seems to be rubbing his head violently.
Oh
It's
shit, he's
Stephanie.
alive.
What?
We found Leanne.
Liam's alive.
Okay, so who's beside Leon?
It's Stephanie, the librarian.
That makes sense with the book throwing, you know?
But what doesn't make you see Toto just kind of standing there really confused.
All right. So you
So?
want to talk to Violet? Oh wait, sorry. Continue your Toto thing.
Have you really let Lorben get to you that much?
What? Oh, no. Needed to leave the arena before I beat the shit out of him, but there's something I need to talk to you guys about when we get back to the room. I should have talked to you about it earlier, but I was trying to focus on other things.
We should also talk to Violet about the club we agreed to start.
Oh, yeah, the club. I completely
Mhm.
forgot about that.
I suppose you want out of cloud watching, don't you?
It's not that. It's
Clouds.
that we did make a promise.
Do you walk up to? You guys walk up to her then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Before you walk up to her, you see a flash of lightning and Meek's in front. No, I'm joking.
God.
Oh, hello guys. How are you guys doing?
Quite well. How are you enjoying your free time?
Well, this should be the amount of free time I normally have. I think after Edward's outburst this morning, the professors managed to convince their tots to do some work, so I have a bit of I guess I have nothing to do for a bit.
That's good. I'd hate for us to be intruding on your time, but we did discuss starting a club.
Oh right, we
And
did.
yes, if you're still up for that, of course.
Sure. Are you guys free tomorrow?
I believe so.
Tomorrow
look to
is
the others.
Thursday.
Tomorrow is
Tomorrow is
Thursday.
Thursday.
Thursday
Yeah, I don't
is
think we've
tomorrow.
got anything going on tomorrow.
Oh, wait, no, we have team meeting. I have practice with Barrett.
Thursday is
I don't think there's a
tomorrow.
time when all four of us are free.
Okay, so
3, because remember, I'm not in this deal.
Saturday?
how
Oh.
about
Oh, he's not.
yeah.
That doesn't change anything. Fuck.
Yes, I was gonna say we could also do this Saturday.
As far as I know, nothing is scheduled on Saturdays. So
Yes, it's a momentary break for now.
did seem too good to be true.
Everything's too good to be true at the school. You get used to it.
Mhm. But yes, I think Saturday would be a fine time.
Great. We can do it in the afternoon. I'll come grab you guys.
All right.
Was that all you needed?
I did have a couple other questions for you actually.
Sure.
I was talking to Jinsel about my history project, and I couldn't help but notice you were one of the topics of one of the paintings in her archives.
Oh yes, that one. I remember that painting.
Would you mind telling me the story behind it? Was from someone that experienced it?
Sure.
I figure since I have someone here who was the topic of one of the pieces, it's easier to figure out how that event translated into the artwork.
It was well, I'm guessing she must showed you most of the final year projects, not first years. The final years tend to be the most well put together. Everyone knows each other. That one was it was the nearing actually I think the last challenge we had. It was team what remained of team Avalanche, my team, versus Team Wildfire.
So the names of the teams change every year.
Yes, They alternate through a few different groups. Usually it's whatever the headmaster and the rest of the professors feel like doing.
So it was just Avalanche and Wildfire left?
Yes, I guess you could translate them. The team names change, but they mean the same thing. I guess you would consider me Team Iron, and the other would be Team. What would that be? Team Wood.
Fucking hell.
Wait, she was Team Iron?
Time to kill.
No, guys, no.
You see,
Not what I
Sullivan's
mean, but I'm
ring
saying
start glowing
foreshadowing.
violently.
I'm saying foreshadowing, guys.
That's heavy foreshadowing, and I'm freaking out. What do you mean she
Anyway.
was Team Iron? She doesn't seem like Team Iron.
Team Iron is different every year. It's just this year they happen to be assholes, okay?
This year we
But
got the
yeah,
assholes. We got the
it's-
short end of the stick.
Let me hear the
You can-
story, guys.
Yes, Team Iron, Team Wood, Team Avalanche, Team Forest Fire. It's whatever the professors say. We tend to go by Iron and Gold in class. It's easier that way. But yes, it was actually after one of the school-wide exams, and we were exhausted. We lost. She goes silent for a bit. We lost a few of our members, unfortunately, and it being just sorry, I can't say too much. I'm not allowed to say too much.
It was
Um,
just 3 of you. Correct.
Yes. There wasn't much left. And they wanted to finish us off. And we had a certain rule in place in council. That ruling was in our advantage and allowed us to challenge Team Wood because they were honestly disgusting bastards, always taking advantage of others, and we finally managed to corner them. But that rule got turned against us. And after the lowest of our battles, when we were at our weakest, barely surviving that exam, I was challenged. And because the ruling I was forced to accept and its terms. If I lost, I would have to expel 2 of my members. And if I won, I get to eliminate the last blemish in the school. So we fought, and he knew that I had any mana, so he put a stipulation on it. It was a simple duel, but the only thing was we weren't allowed to bring any type of magical items. No outside items were allowed in the arena. So I couldn't rely on any enchanted equipment or mana crystals to refill my depleted supply. I was going to lose. He was rested and completely fine compared to me. So I only had one option left. I wasn't going to lose. I wasn't going to let my friends down. That wasn't what Team Iron stood for. So I found a loophole. And she'll point her eye.
It's a
I
fake
was
eye,
assuming
isn't it?
that would be part of it.
It turns out it's not considered a magical item if you're actually using it as a part of your body. Then it's just your body. I managed to get some help. I fashioned a mana crystal into my eye, into a fake eye, and with enough enchanting, it didn't work during the battle. I managed to make it work later, but I had myself the item I needed, a last-ditch resort to gain mana. He didn't see it coming, and he lost.
Hoping that had a happy ending.
Yeah, of course it did. Everyone was cheering me on. The only reason why I went through that type of pain, I was willing to put everything I had to win. Nothing could stop me. Nothing would stop me from protecting my friends. And I did it. Finally defeated Team Wood. We were free.
So this was after the mercy rule was implemented? Or before? Because I know it sounds like the remaining members, like the remaining students were all on one team. But it doesn't sound like you were truly free.
The mercy ruling has its limits. It only works until second year's over.
shit. Sullivan's gonna look over. Isn't that what Team Iron's trying to do? Is instigate a mercy ruling? Don't they know that it's only during?
They probably do, Sully.
They're probably trying to end it this year.
But I honestly don't remember if this was your painting or the other one. I heard something about sacrificing yourself to let your fellow students graduate instead.
Oh, no, you're confusing two paintings. Our teams were
Okay.
small, but we still had people.
Right.
We didn't have as small as though that many numbers. There are 3 people close to me, but no, you're thinking about where the mercy rule was implemented. That year, that came before me. That was actually the second year, I believe, of Aaron taking over headmastership of the academy.
The second year was when it was implemented, or the second year was the reason it was implemented?
The reason. Those
All right.
students, Aaron is a good person. I know that he tends to come off as a cheeky bastard, but he has good
Right.
intentions.
I assumed he had to have redeeming qualities.
Show a smile. He has a lot of redeeming qualities. He's actually a really nice guy. He just likes to pretend like he's an asshole.
Is it hard? He's
But-
a man-child.
He's just enjoying life. All right.
He just went a bit
And-
too far that year. He had a little too much stress on him, and he took it too much out on the students.
And who made that painting? A member of your team, I suppose? Or was it you?
No, it was Here they are.
Insert top name. That's what it sounds like you're doing, James.
I was looking for him. It
Name
was actually
generator, go.
It was Riley.
I was literally looking at the names. I was like, it was probably Riley. And I hope it wasn't just the two of you that graduated that year, right?
No, everyone in the Tots are from my graduating class. They're an
And-
assorted bunch, but they've all made it through.
Why are you all tots?
She looks confused by the question.
I mean that the reputation of the academy is that once you graduate, you can essentially do anything, be any career. You stand out amongst the crowd, your resume is glowing. So why are you all I don't think glorified is the word for it.
Why are we babysitters for a bunch of spoiled
Yeah,
brats and
babysitters is the word.
people in
Yes.
above their heads?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's different for every one of us. We all got fond with our professors. For Riley, he had the potential to go show off his multiple talents. He got a lot of commissions from a lot of very, very wealthy patrons, and got a very big head about it. But at the end of the day, I guess he enjoyed the atmosphere of the school. He likes listening to the banter of the students. He likes the type of cutthroat politics you only see at the academy, where the outside world doesn't matter, and you can't hide behind your social status or rank. He stayed here because he wants to see how you can produce art and friendships and enemies in such an interesting environment.
Sounds like Riley.
Carol just is staying here until she beats Ian, so Ian offered her the job. They
Mhm.
fight at least once a week, and he beats her at least once a week.
Mm.
Don't say this in front of Edwardo, so he might pulverize you. But he has a bit of a crush on Jux, despite her being a bit older than him. I don't think he understands that just because she looks a bit young doesn't mean that she is exactly into him.
That explains this morning's events.
Oh yes, Cod watching is just a cover up of him, basically making an excuse to spend more time staring at Jux and talking to her or being near her. She usually sends him off to go do dangerous things, the hopes that he might be gone for a while, and he thinks that it's her giving him a reason to show off how much she loves him, or he loves her rather.
All right. I
Din,
suppose to predict cloud watching schedule, I should start figuring out Jux's schedule then.
it'll be easier that way.
All right.
Dennis, I don't know. Dennis is sort of just staying with Gentle. Not sure why though.
I'm gonna look at Toto. Like, I feel like
Toto.
you might be able to figure that out. Like, but I'm saying it with my eyes, you know? I know everyone else could have left at this point. I'm just talking.
Is everyone staying here?
Oh, I'm staying. I'm just kind of looking at Queen like, why are you looking at me like that for? Like,
I don't know. You like Gentle?
well, I
Um,
mean, okay.
Is Erwin here?
Everyone's still here, but like, and he's paying attention, but he's not like looking to join the conversation or anything.
Oh yeah.
Same thing with Sullivan.
You're racist, Quinn. It's because she's a Beastmaster and I'm a Beastmaster. Alright, so Sully's just chilling too. Alright. Daisy, she's.
Oh, that was Denise. Oh, I'm stupid. Yeah, Daisy.
Daisy, she's training to be the best bodyguard she possibly can be. Apparently, she has some bigger aspirations and wants some additional help outside of the graduation. And who better to train underneath than the bodyguard of Aaron and the rest of the professors themselves, who's had to deal with hell and back, literally, trying to keep them from doing stupid things.
Does she have someone specific she wants to be a bodyguard for, or is it just an aspiration?
She says something about some true king or something. Has this big idea of the guilds uniting together again. Or even perhaps the warriors changing their politics. She's looking for the next big hero she can protect and doesn't get assassinated.
All right.
And then Bieber, I think he just genuinely has no other place to go. I mean, the genuine Maker's Library is here, and he has the knowledge of that's probably the smartest people in this entire continent.
And he
Being
does
here
seem
is
to
just
enjoy
logical.
abusing students.
Oh, he used to be so sweet, and then the second final exam happened. That's when he snapped.
Hmm. That's fair.
He was also used to be the leader of Team Gold too, so.
Oh, he's just fan. Oh.
So yeah, we all have our own reasons. Don't get me wrong, the Academy has downsides, but it's still a wonderful place to work out, and it's an honor to even be accepted here.
But you didn't explain your reason for being here and covering for your former classmates when they don't do their duties, and essentially, I guess a way of looking at it would be like a slave to, like Aaron's personal servant. Assistant. Assistant is the word I would have used there.
She'll smile and just sort of stare off. Each time I think of a reason why I'm here, I just sort of forget. There's so many of them.
Hmm.
This is honestly my home, the real home I had. This is the place where I turned into the person I am now. I have so many fond memories walking down these hallways. And you guys see it as them taking advantage of me, but honestly, I see it as sort of enduring. They rely on me so much. And I
Nice to feel
guess
needed.
there's that. And there's also, I have a big responsibility, big shoes to fill one day.
Hmm. So, how many years ago did you all graduate?
Let's see how old some mother Cucker is.
It seems like you're still coming into your primes then.
I see it be about 4 years ago.
Hmm.
Meaning she started this academy when she was 17 years old. She's 24 years old.
Okay. Oh, it's a 3-year program. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. All right. I'll stop disturbing your break time.
No, you're fine. It's fun to reflect. And it's
Mhm.
interesting too now I think about it, how easily the teams change. And also how similar they
And
stay too.
yeah, I was gonna say they change but stay the same.
Well, I guess that would make me your enemy then, right? I hear that Team Wood and Team Iron are beefing it out again.
Um, that is what it seems, though. With the sounds of it, at least how your team Iron acted versus, sorry, how your team Wood acted versus our team Iron. While I would say it's still the same dynamic, I suppose the roles are a bit swapped,
She'll
though
smile.
the
Yeah.
names have the same meaning.
Yes. And I wouldn't be so sure. Remember, that was year 3. You have no idea
Hmm.
how it was the first year I was here.
Exactly. A lot can change, even in 2 years.
Well,
I just
anyways,
really hope we don't stoop to that level.
you will. For different reasons. But I wouldn't see it as stooping to a lower level. Rather, just seeing how far you're willing to go to achieve your dreams.
Yeah. Doing what
I
it
w-
takes.
don't look past what Team Iron's doing as disgusting and evil. It is underhanded, but at the end of the day, they just are very passionate about the things they want to do.
Yeah. They have the drive to do what it takes. Um,
And so
and
it's up to you to have the team to stop their drive so that you can make some type of balance.
at the very least, knowing the mercy rule runs out at um, after the second year, it's almost comforting.
You still have to survive the first year and the second year, though.
Hmm. But after that, it's just one more year to go.
When you say there's only just one more year to go, you see just sort of like a Vietnam flashback look on her eyes. Yeah, just one more year to go after that.
I suppose it feels like many more.
I'm taking up too much of your time, sorry. I'll see you guys Saturday.
Of course.
And she'll spin around, walk off, trip and fall, and then awkwardly get back up and scurry off.
Oh, I found our other source of information, guys.
Was a lot of information, but may I ask why you're trying to get information on why the Toss are still here?
I was curious.
It's understandable that Quinn would be curious about that sort of thing.
Especially seeing as they're all graduates. Why would they stick around?
I was wondering something similar myself.
Because I knew from the painting that Violet was a student here, but it's entirely possible she could have failed or been expelled and been offered a job still. I didn't know if she had graduated or if the others had, or if they were just people from the streets.
I believe the academy works mostly within itself.
Mm-hmm. But combining that conversation with Sully's genius question about the meanings behind the team names, I'm seeing a lot of similarities, I suppose. And
History does like to repeat itself.
but I'd appreciate it if you all helped keep me straight and not dwelling too much on the past. I feel in the future I'll have more questions for Violet.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. But for now, we should focus on the present and what we're going to be doing about Sully's challenge. And that means we should probably be heading back to the dorms. But speaking of the challenge, I was also thinking that since the field is set up right now, it would be possible for either team to lay traps.
Are we allowed to?
I don't suppose there's anything against it. As I mentioned, cutting those wires is a strategy. I don't know if it's a good one, but it's a strategy, meaning that unless there's some sort of field inspection, someone could shave them to almost cut, and the first person to cross their weight would cause it to collapse and they would be set back at least a little bit. Little tricks like that. Not saying you do them, but I'm saying you be prepared for them.
You make a fair point.
Meaning during breakfast or so, I'll probably head out here and take a once over the field. Anything can change during homeroom still, but at least it gives us an idea of whether anything might be there.
All right. So everyone's going back. Is everyone going back to the dorms?
Yeah.
Erwin, are you gonna go talk to Meek? Or sorry, Sully, you unmuted. Are you doing something?
No, I'm not doing anything.
Okay.
I was just gonna say I'm not doing anything.
All right, Erwin, you gonna go talk to anyone?
Yeah, if I said I was going to talk to Meek around this time, because I just kind of said time.
Yeah. As you're making your way back, you see Erwin split off, and then you see tapping. You feel tapping on your shoulder. Is Meek? You ready for a date?
I could talk to you now. I think that works.
Great. And she'll extend her arm off for you to loop your arm in.
I'll awkwardly grab it, I suppose.
And she'll walk with you. So, what you want to talk about?
Actually, the reason I didn't want to ask you this in front of everyone is because I don't know how much you want being out there, but why is it that you gave me that information last week?
She'll stop. What do you mean?
You're smarter than you let on most of the time.
Oh, thank you.
And giving me that information, I don't see how it benefits you necessarily.
Well, I got you talking to me right now, so that's a benefit in itself. She'll smile.
Is that truly your motivation here, though?
What motivation would I have besides trying to talk to cute boys and enjoying myself? You're gonna need to do an ability battle, bud.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I don't have anything really.
Erwin, activate your special skill. The family technique that's been passed down for generations.
What's happening? What's this
Running.
family technique? Run. The joke started. Alright, so what's your base, bud?
Oh god, I guess my base is oh, it's gonna be so shit. Because I know that my base should probably be Wisdom, which is one of my worst stats. So we're not gonna go with that.
I see.
Yep.
Alright.
But I'll go with int just because I can.
Alright.
Combos
You
well with
do
my
int.
shit.
That's fine. Alright. So you wanna just add them all together? You wanna role play this out?
I don't have a way to roleplay it out for me personally.
Okay.
Unless you're trying for the creative spark.
Yeah, unless you have a creative spark.
That's gonna be your make or break in my mind.
Everyone wants the information. I don't think there's any chance he gets it though. That's just the thing.
Well, if you don't have anything, I need you to make me a insight check, please.
All right. Oh yeah. Oh, that was almost a 2, and I was almost.
Got it. All right, she's gonna put you in a playful state.
Oh hell yeah.
All right, cool. And then
Oh.
then I'm going to do something to you. I need. Actually, no, we won't do that.
We now get to witness Erwin being destroyed by a character that's built for talking. So far, there's never been a fucking, like, rinse.
So what abilities are you adding?
Yeah, because like I lost, but I stood a chance.
Oh god. I basically only have fast talk. I don't, because I don't think I can apply investigator here, and that's about all I got.
What's investigator again?
I don't remember. And it's
Let's
not. I don't
see.
have it pulled up.
Let me see what investigator is. You always said pay attention to the details of things. You keen eye and curiosity has helped you keep finding clues. It's accidentally caused you to analyze. You may add a d4 to your roll. If you use wisdom as your base, you may use d4, d6. Now, yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Yeah, from the sounds of that, investigator definitely applies.
Okay, cool.
You're
cool.
just you're over analyzing everything she's doing.
Yeah, all right. No, then that makes sense. Oh, but I probably could have used wisdom as my rolls. Oh well.
You can just switch it.
Yeah. I'll go wisdom because I don't have enough TMs or whatever that TPs. I realized it.
Yeah, right now because we've spent so few skill points, we're better off like choosing the one that benefits the specific skills rather than number of TPs.
Yeah.
So you're gonna add a d6 to your roll because you're using wisdom as a base.
All right. Cool. And do you get just 1 plus your mod in TPs?
It's 2 plus your mod.
2 plus your mod. Then I can also do fast talk. I won't get the ability for fast talk.
Do you want to attempt to increase to get 2d6 instead of 1d6 by making a DT13 investigation?
DT13 and investigation.
Yes.
Oh, then fuck yeah.
On a failure though, there is consequences.
I will make that. That
Okay,
is
go for it.
I'm more confident in my investigation. Not super confident, but more confident. Oof.
Shouldn't have been confident. I have all the coins.
You didn't
I'm
even
well
need
aware.
to use a coin, was what I was gonna say.
I can't use a coin. Everyone already used all the
Congratulations.
coins.
Never mind. Take that D6 and you're gonna roll it against you.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
Yeah, no, I mean like James didn't even need to use one against him.
Yeah.
Because
All right.
I think I handed them all over.
Nah. Well,
He's also
and
gonna
she
use
has a
Sully,
minus
no, Sully
3, I
Sully
think?
used one.
Yeah.
minus what?
Minus 3 on her roll
All right, got it.
from Fast Talk.
Are you going to? Do you like people with charisma, or do you dislike Meek?
No, charisma. Erwin does value charisma quite a bit.
All right, she's gonna add a charisma ranking dice. You ready for you to get washed?
Yeah, I am gonna get washed.
All right,
So let's see. I have
actually, take your. Actually, what is it? What am I looking for? Take your dexterity dice and add it to your roll.
dexterity dice. Okay.
Wait,
I don't know what I
what?
expected for Meek, but I don't know if that was it.
That's the close resemblance to
Interesting.
like the edgy boy.
Oh, she likes edgy boys, and you
And
know,
also that
dexterity is a good
-3
representation.
that -3 goes away because she's in a play. She puts you in a playful state.
Ah, okay.
She's being playful right now.
Cool.
I see.
Yeah, and I already used my TP, so I don't have any modifiers. Cool.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Make that roll, boy. Oh wait.
Everything rolled so shit.
I'm gonna coin.
Did you get that low?
No, I'm not gonna coin. I'm gonna reroll it. I'm gonna roll in person, so I'm not gonna be a coward. All right.
What were you gonna coin?
No, I didn't mean coin. I meant I'm gonna reroll because I rolled it to me and privately on accident.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Oh.
James, I think I want you to coin Erwin just to see
Actually,
if he
I
had
will
a
coin you.
chance.
I'm gonna coin you. Actually,
I mean,
this is fun.
you only re-roll the d20.
Reroll that d20.
Yeah.
You know, I just want to see. I know he physically can't.
Yeah. All right. The d20 gets replaced by 17 instead. So now it's only a 15.
Wow, could have been worse.
That's pretty nice.
It's better than a 3.
Yeah,
So you're
almost
trying to
half the roll.
you're trying to fast talk her. You're basically trying to just talk fast enough that she doesn't have room to say anything to throw you off. But even then, she just sort of works with it. It's like Well, yeah. I mean, you say things like that. Oh yeah, just keep talking. The way you talk, it's just so wonderful. Like yeah, just keep going. Just keep going. When you stop talking, she piles back on you. Like, oh my, Aaron, you're like really talking a lot. But honestly, I understand why you would think that. But honestly, I just did it because you're just such an amazing guy, and the way things you say, I just really wanted to help you out, and it seemed like you really needed that help. And I don't know, just I guess maybe I lost myself. It isn't really tactical, giving information to a possible enemy, but I guess here I am, just being dumb.
I suppose. Perhaps you didn't have an ulterior motive, but even then, I'm not so certain how that sits with me.
What do you mean?
I would hope that you don't take your time at this school lightly, and I know that you don't. But
Taking it lightly, but aren't we supposed to have some fun though? Aren't we supposed to enjoy ourselves a little bit? Can't all be doom and gloom and everyone out to get each other. And when you're on the stage, there's one thing, but everyone needs a break every once in a while. Even people like you. You just need a break just to remember that you're still just a person. You're not some weird student trying to play a social ladder game to win. And you're not trying to beat this school and become a grand graduate. You're just a normal person and needs to have fun.
been a while since I've thought about that.
So that's why I'm here. I can help you think about it more. But I will be honest, and she'll stop and she'll turn and look at you. I did lie to you. There was an ulterior motive.
It doesn't surprise me.
She'll smile. That kind of hurts my feelings a little bit. Aren't I supposed to be just an innocent, sweet girl?
I do have Quinn to thank for at least telling me a little bit about your antics in politics.
Well, every stage has a different performance, but if I'm going to be honest at least once in our conversation, I will be honest right now. I don't want to lie in front of you and Quinn and my team and honestly Toto and Sully. You guys, I don't want to put on an act for.
I'm sorry if it made it seem like I was doubting you.
No, that's fine. I get it. I flip a switch, and I'm a completely different person. It's life when you're traveling. I constantly have to be playing different roles, rehearsing different things. I could be trying to debate the politics of taxes in a different country and just be quoting some play. I'm not actually into half the things I'm saying. I'm just rehearsing. It's so easy to just say things people want you to say and act a certain way because it's so easy just to look at an audience and see what they want. But I don't know. I guess when you guys saved us from that trimmer route, I just didn't want to. I didn't want you guys to be an audience.
Well, I hope that Team Gold and Team Wood can continue to see eye to eye, at least for a while.
Hopefully, and maybe once we know each other a bit more, I'll tell you the. Well, you want to know why I told you about the mercy rule?
Did she tell us about the mercy rule?
Not the mercy rule. She told you the
Yeah,
15 member. She hinted at it. She
Yeah,
didn't tell
okay.
you it was the mercy rule.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah. That makes actual sense.
Yeah.
And I suppose that's a decent start.
She'll actually like blush. I wanted a hug from you.
God damn it. Erwin will very awkwardly.
I suppose I shouldn't be indebted then.
She'll jump at you and hug you. I need a perception check.
Oh boy. Oblivious.
Cool. It'd be funny. It'd be funny to Garrett.
What would
Is
be
she
funny?
not one sleight of hand?
Make me a deception check to see how you're playing is off of not being awkward.
Oh.
Or would you roll it as some other check?
What?
Deception. I want you to try.
Okay, gotcha.
Check with your roll and make it seem like you're not playing it off to be awkward. You're trying to hide it.
No, that's probably right.
Okay.
So
All right.
All
Played
right.
off. Played off perfectly.
Damn.
You just feel her hug her, and all you just hear for a quick moment, you hear something like she's sniffling. You see her tremble for a bit, then she pulls away from you. All right, that was great. Not the actual reason why I told you, but that's for later. Thanks.
Well, I suppose thank you as well.
Right. I gotta go. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
And that she'll leave.
All right.
Now, if do remember, Sully. I'm sorry, not Sully. Toto wanted to talk to the party about something.
That is correct.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I will go back to the room now for that.
Toto. Toto.
I know, I'm here. Hi.
Toto.
Sully, Toto wants to talk to you about how
Go away.
sexually turned on he is.
If Toto would
If
mouth
we
shut and never
could
talk to
not.
him.
Yeah, we can not do that. That would be great. Okay. So, I have to admit something to you guys so that we kind of get a basis here. I've used my Pathfinder ability more times in the past few days or weeks than I usually do in 6 months.
I imagine this
Seems
academy has a
Reasonable.
lot of situations where that would need to arise, so...
Well, when we spoke to Porter, Erwin, even after he had moved away, and you brought up the more sensitive subject, I didn't have to touch him, and that's the first time something like that's happened, but I brushed it off because it was very brief and it wasn't very specific. It wasn't as specific as I can usually get. But last night, I had some visions. A couple of them were a little bit more frightening, but when we were talking to Stephanie about the headmaster being a pathfinder, I don't necessarily think it was him. I think we were on the right track. But in my vision, I had been holding out the Pathfinder book to somebody. And they were very adamant about refusing. I think I was asking them to teach me. I didn't get to see who they were, but I recognized that voice. That was Stephanie. I was asking her to teach me.
So
Have you
Talk to her
have you
about
ever had
it?
Repeat that?
Sully, go.
Have you talked to her about it?
I haven't had time to. We've been busy running around, and I was quite honestly trying to distract myself from what I saw, because that wasn't the only thing. But when she was talking to Leon on our way back from the arena, I just caught on.
have you ever had any visions like this before where they seem like more future oriented?
This was the first time.
So you mean to believe that because of this vision, you think that our initial assumption with the headmaster being a pathfinder was off?
So
Yeah, I
funny.
don't think he's getting that kind of
Sorry,
information
no,
from
that was
himself.
me. That wasn't Erwin.
Yeah, it's a dummy. Sorry, continue.
Funny.
Nothing. We'll tell you after session. Go.
I think Stephanie might She has to. Why else would I be asking her? And her very adamantly, very angrily, as in she threw the book back at me, telling me it ends with her.
Rather than a simple no.
It ends with her? That's a line of dialogue. That means quite a bit different than just a simple no.
Well, if most stories about Pathfinders don't end well, I'll just say most go insane, or they're not ever believed, or any number of things, but Pathfinder stories usually don't end up very well. I could very much imagine that she wouldn't be too happy with trying to teach somebody else how to drive themselves mad.
You said she handed you a book, though, right?
That's why I'm confused about this. Why would she hand me a book talking about Pathfinders if she didn't want to teach me or didn't want me to know?
Maybe she wants you to find it yourself.
I can't say I know customs for Pathfinders, especially teaching other Pathfinders.
Well, I don't think I can avoid asking her about it now.
Perhaps it's taboo.
I have to try. I mean, as much as I know how wrong things could turn. After Porter asked me if I could see a chance, if it's going to help anybody here, I want to learn. I've wanted to learn. I just never had a means to. I mean, it was an avoided topic with my family. That's why I never really
Maybe
used it before now.
maybe you can start by just simply asking for the book from the library.
Well, I still have it. I
Whatever.
never turned it in.
Oh, I didn't realize you already checked out the book. Okay. I thought this was in the dream. She was handing you a book.
No, yeah, no, I was handing it to her.
Hmm. Well, if you are handing it to her, it's likely if this is a direct prediction of the future, I believe this incident might happen when you return the book.
Whenever I. Yeah. But,
Have you started to read this book?
vaguely. Yeah, off and on. Mostly in my room to avoid anybody else seeing me with it.
Its author, do you know if they're a Pathfinder, or is this going more into the history of Pathfinders? It's a second-hand or a first-hand source.
It sounds, from what I can tell, would it be more secondhand, James, or does it sound like somebody talking from
Secondhand.
experience?
It's
Okay, yeah,
secondhand. It's
that's what
someone
I thought.
taking all the accounts together.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It sounds more like somebody traveling, gathering all the stories and mythos about Pathfinders and putting it all in one book. I
That's
wouldn't take it very seriously.
still wouldn't help about their education.
Especially if one Pathfinder isn't keen on sharing the education, that might be a trend with them.
Maybe.
All you can
I
do is
will
ask, I
ask.
suppose.
Yeah. But now here's the bad part. So that was the more normal part of what I saw last night. But when she threw the book at me, it fell on the floor. So I turned to grab it, and when I looked up, I saw the hallway, and everyone was almost dead, it looked like. If I don't know what that was, if it was something more like what Gentile did. I don't know, but then, you know, the other part of it was it looked like we were in Jux's garden, maybe? It was me, Sully, and Taps. And there were all these creatures in front of us. Sully was injured. Taps was freaking out. She kept saying, I'm gonna lose it. Run. I'm going to lose it. The vision ended after that, pretty much. But based on those two things, I don't think anything's good is about to happen.
I can't think of for the first situation, I can't think of anything that would come about where we would all have a combat like that in the hallway. And as for the second one, James, is Taps and gardening?
Pizza. Shit. Chantel? No, I'm looking for Jux.
Jux.
She's in Rufus's class. She's in combat, and her last class is.
She in
wait,
combat.
She was forced in combat.
Yeah, she was forced in combat by Ian.
Oh, is she? That is not written down. So she's in Rufus. Oh no, sorry. So she's in Gentle's, Ian's, and Rufus.
Okay.
Okay, so it could have very well been combat class, but the
Well,
problem
then
with
Sully
that
would be
is
there.
Sully isn't in combat class. Exactly. That's
is.
why I was assuming it was Jux, but she's not in that class either. But
Perhaps.
why wouldn't you be there?
Maybe you're seeing a potential future. Say, for example, during combat class, she goes missing. We might run into her later.
What if... The headmaster was talking about a few things, wasn't he?
About exams being team-based?
Exactly. Not necessarily testing everything on the test. I mean, testing everything that you learn in classes. Perhaps this is something from there.
What if both of them were from? If there was anything that was going to put everybody out of it, whether dead or some kind of poison like Gentile did with us, it would be during one of the final exams.
Are you certain that you weren't just having a nightmare, though?
I'm absolutely positive. I've never experienced a dream like that before. It was real, and I felt like I was there in that moment. Just, I can't remember the context of it. I can't. And it switched so fast.
Well, I suppose you should be on the lookout for some situations, although... I hope this all amounts to nothing.
I really hope it amounts to nothing. I hope it was just a possibility and we can avoid it somehow.
Any more comments on the situation?
I don't think there's any way to tell whether it was a nightmare or another foreshadowing until we figure out whether the scene with Stephanie was also a vision of Pathfinder sort, and I suppose see how Aaron's exams go, because those are the team-based ones. But maybe you should talk to Taps. I don't know what you would ask her specifically, but she seems to be the core of that half of the vision.
See what I can get from taps.
All right. So,
Hmm.
with that, do you go speak to Stephanie, or is that it for the day?
I'm debating on whether I actually want to go talk to Stephanie or not.
Because you could do it another day as well.
Don't feel pressured to.
Well, in the vision, we weren't exactly in the library, so if there's a time to ask, I think I would rest easier knowing whether it was just a nightmare or actual visions. I'm gonna go grab the book, and then I'm gonna go talk to.
He wants to
Stephanie.
follow Toto to see if he dies.
Well, seeing how you have it set up to haha, everyone's dead in the hallway. No.
Turns
Guys,
out it wasn't
I think we
separate
should all
events.
go as a team.
No, everyone stand in the hallway. Let's have a group hallway meeting.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Team meeting in the hallway. Emergency team meeting in the hallway. Team Wood. All right.
do
I'm
go
glad
outside.
everyone's here.
You do go outside.
Now
you
Toto's
do
gonna
see,
go to the library.
You do see there's actually Porter, Kino, and Barkley are in the hallway sitting down with a few
Not
other
taps
members.
though. Not taps. That's
Taps
the
is not
important
there.
thing here.
Where are you guys off to? Or where are you off to, Toto?
I'm kind of promised that I would turn a book in, and forgot to do it. So I'm gonna go find Stephanie. She was talking to Leon last time we saw her, so she should be coming back to the library by now.
All right. Have fun with that. You see Fee come outside, and he looks at everyone sitting in the hallway. Why do you people constantly do this? Hey, Fee, come sit down. Enjoy a little chat with us. He'll sit down.
Wait, he agreed?
He agreed, and now I am
Fuck.
full of concern.
Fee's the one who kills them.
No, James, are these all faces that I actually legit
No,
saw?
the only reason Taps isn't already like knocked out in the scene is because she wasn't there when it started.
These are all faces you saw, yes.
You can see the sweat.
I can smell it.
Wait, let me
So Sully just go into the hallway and sit
I
down.
don't know why that clicked twice. Okay.
Erwin sits down in the hallway. Not Erwin. Quinn sits down in the hallway.
Quentin does sit down in the hallway. He
Hallway
doesn't make
time.
the connection to like alleviate Toto's anxiety. He should like go with them, you know, like if Quinn's not
Hallway
there,
time.
division can't happen.
Hallway time. Hallway time.
Anyways, Toto, we'll all be chilling out here.
You hear the sound of blood-curdling screams. It turns out it was Sully that killed them all.
I am legit having
That's
a little
why in
bit
the
of
other
anxiety
vision,
here, guys.
the only ones you saw was Sully and Taps. They were the only ones not there.
Oh fuck!
The last one standing.
Don't do this to me, guys.
Look, James, kill them.
Kill them. Kill them. Do it.
Kill him.
So you make your way over to the library. You see Stephanie sort of sitting down at the. She's sort of reading. Hello, Toto.
Hi.
You here to return your book?
Kind of.
Before you continue, there's still a chance.
Still a chance?
That we don't get out of this path. Slight chance, but if you walk away now, and you pretend like this never happened for the rest of our time here, we don't have to do this.
have a question, real quick. Don't know if you happened to notice it too. Are visions that are sporadic, are they all connected somehow, or can they be?
You're seeing different timelines, and you were seeing different timelines and seeing the future at the same time. You were looking at 4 or 5 different paths at once. Seems you've accidentally stumbled upon the gift. It happens when you don't know how to control it.
Well, it's absolutely terrifying to not know how to control.
Then you should just stick with the relic. You've been using it fine already.
Stick with the relic?
I guess you didn't read that book all the way through.
No.
She'll stop writing and look up at you, and there's just annoyance in her face. You know, Stephanie's usually like a very bubbly, lighthearted person. There's just anger in her eyes. 3 principles to Pathfinder: the relic, the present, the gift. 3 different ways to obtain your powers. 3 different ways to walk a path. You're either looking at where the path was, you're looking at the current path being laid out, and you're looking at which direction to go.
Well, we know that this plays out with you throwing the book at my face, and I would really like to avoid that happening.
That
'Cause-
is you misreading the gift.
Oh boy.
Like I said, Toto, you should know this, you read at least enough of that. There's not just one continuous path going straight. Every little thing we do, some inconsequential, but when you add them all together, they create different paths, different type of ways to go. You saw, based off of your assumptions of my personality and how you think Pathfinders react, you use that path as your vision, as your gift. But is that the actual path that will happen, is the real question.
Well, thank the gods for that, because the rest of what I saw was not very pleasant either.
I wouldn't rule out that those aren't the actual paths either. Some things
Yeah.
are just unavoidable.
I hope they're avoidable, but that's beside the point of right now.
What is
Look,
happening right now?
Yeah, Toto, what
I-
is
I-
happening?
I want to learn. I do.
No, you don't.
I can't know what it's like to go down that way, to see everything that you see, or what every other Pathfinder ever has seen, and what it means to go mad unless I actually experience it for myself.
He laughs. You think that's what the scariest part is, going mad? That's the easiest part. Losing yourself is the easiest part. You think going mad is what I'm scared of you turning into? You don't understand half of it.
Is is there a way to convince you, or are we just stuck in a rut?
If you had the gift, you would see. I knew you'd come here eventually. I tried my best to alter the timeline, but there's only so much you can do. And I also have to keep in line with other things that need to happen. So, I can't push you to the path I want, which is that you never meet me. You never even knew that pathfinding is anything past you seeing the past. Anything past the relic. But you have a choice. You have one choice. And it's up to you, and I know you're not going to take it, but I can still hope that this small sliver of a path is the right one. You use your relic, you enjoy it, you play around, dance around people's past, learning about their secrets. It's a nice party trick. You get really good at it. Maybe you become a nice therapist, or you can be a wise leader, and you live your life. Or you stop using your relic, You don't use this much. And eventually, your mana, your natural Beastmaster power will overwrite your Pathfinder mana, and you forget how to use the relic altogether, and you'll be free. Either way, you'll be safe, you'll be happy, and you won't have to worry about anything else.
I truly and deeply believe that that's not the right path for me.
How do you know you're going on the right path?
Coming to you, finding out that that you exist, that I can be trained. That's the only thing that connects me to this damn school. I came here on a whim. I don't have reasons like Sully or Irwin or Meek or Porter. I don't have that. I came here on a stupid whim, hoping to be able to write a story that my people can be proud of because I was a part of it. I was in it. So I came here because I thought this was a good place. I was lucky enough to be near where the tournament was going to be happening, where the entrance exam was happening, and I met Sully. And we came here together, and I've made it through. What other reason would there be unless I was meant to be here, unless I was meant to find you? And I was right. That I was meant to be standing behind someone. That I was meant to be here, helping those that I can, because that is my purpose. Whether or not I go mad, lose myself, and whatever other step you're talking about that I'm missing out on here, that's irrelevant. That's how I know I'm on the right path talking to you right now. Because why would I be here?
That's the purity that I don't want you to lose, Toto. That's the step you're missing. I can't remember last time I thought like that, so foolhardily, thinking that my decisions impact so much about my own life, about the course of things. Toto, did you think that your fate, that fate brought you here, that you were able to get by here because your whim, because destiny entangled us together for us to meet? How do you think that you and Sully got through that force field? Did you really think that it was dumb luck that you managed to get in there just in the nick of time? Or that the app, that the identifier had your names already in it, knowing that you were already runaways? That no one stopped you? No one called you out?
You told the headmaster.
Of course I did. How do you think the identifying runes work? He's a damn good maker, and he's a very intelligent man, but he's not a god. He can't just look at someone and identify them perfectly. And we don't have advanced enough rune magic to just instantly tell who someone is based off of a single word. They were all pre-programmed by me, because I knew everyone who was entering this academy. I knew exactly what was going to happen from day one. I knew that you were going to run into Sully. I knew that you were going to push him forward to go into that city. I knew that you were going to push him to go in with Clara through that force field and be a part of the academy. I talked to the headmaster, and he decided to go down this path to let you in. Your fate was decided by me manipulating it. Not because of your silly whim. You are simply one single piece of gravel amongst the path. It takes a hell of a lot more than just passion and willpower and just fate to decide a path. It takes actual manipulation, thought, time, and a lot of people, a lot of very powerful people.
Why didn't you stop me then? Why didn't you convince the headmaster that it wasn't a good idea? Why didn't you manipulate it before we could even reach this point like you wanted?
Because there's another path that I have to walk. There's another outcome that I have to make sure comes to be. In order to do that, you have to be here. You have to be asking these questions. That's what I'm trying to get you to see, Toto. I can't control my powers and use them like I want them to. I can't be selfish. I can't just be this wonderful person who supports the hero and lives a happy life. I have to take in the good and the bad. I have to make people suffer and lift people up and praise them in order to make sure that the right outcome is reached. You are simply a step in that outcome.
That still means I have a purpose.
No, you don't.
Even if your purpose were to die, drop dead tomorrow,
Even if it was that.
even if the whole reason you were here was simply just to push someone 2 feet forward.
That's the only reason I want to exist. My
Simply
people
nothing
have
more.
my
Good.
people have always sat back and done nothing. They've been passive. They tell the stories of other people but not themselves. I've always listened to stories, legends, other things that have happened outside the tribes, but I have not heard many, if at all, of my people doing something, of us standing there. I wanted to be one of the ones to stand there, even if I was just a passing glance. Oh, they met some weird beastmaster on the way there that guided them in the right direction to their destiny. That is a purpose I can live with. I want to learn because I want to be able to reassure Sully, Porter, Irwin, Quinn that there is a path for them to take, that there is still a chance,
What if there
even if it
isn't,
means I
Toto?
fall.
What if there isn't one? You're seeing the light of this wonderful gift. You're seeing it as a gift and not just a simple nuisance upon this world. You're assuming that the path you will see will lead to Sully, to Irwin, to Quinn, to Porter, to Team Wood, to all of your beautiful, wonderful friends you're going to make along the road to live happy ever after and enjoy the luxurious life of you pushing them forward. You're fine when it's your life that you have to risk. When you will end up dying to make sure that they live. You're okay being a stepping stone. I'm not saying you're the only stepping stone. What if I told you that you can save the world tomorrow, but you have to go into the room and stab Sully to death as he watches you, as he sits there and watches his friend betray him? What if I said that that would save the world and keep it from falling into ruin? Would you be able to make that decision? Would you be able to measure Sully's life against millions others?
That's the thing. Is it the world that I care about?
Or you're willing to let the world burn?
I would let the world burn for the present, yes.
Then being a Pathfinder will only burden you, Toto.
I want to learn for the now. You don't have to teach me far. Just enough that I can tell the difference between these visions. Just enough that when they ask, I can reassure them. I can tell them that there is a way.
Then what happens if I tell you right now those visions mean that all your friends are going to die? And that their path ends very soon? And there's not a single thing you can do about it?
Then you're
How's that?
telling me to live as much as I can right now because there's nothing I can do to change it. If you have something like this, you have to look at the silver lining. That's the only way anybody has ever made it.
There's no silver lining, Toto. There's doing things to make sure the world exists beyond. You can't be a Pathfinder and not accept that. You think you're okay with it now, but you'll be smiling up until you watch someone else's death because you refuse to act. It is a burden that took me years to overcome so that I'm not just a shell of myself. It's a path that my master died trying to lead me down. You're seeing this as this go-lucky thing, but you don't understand. Do you want to understand, Toto? Do you want to understand what it's like to just look at what it look like to just look at the eyes of a pathfinder for just a few moments?
Yeah,
Reach your hand out.
I'll take it.
You look to it's like a weird wave hits you, and you look around you. You see the students moving, but you see a blue silhouette go in front of them. You're seeing where they're gonna go before they go. You see how they're gonna move before they move. You understand every action they're gonna take before they take it. And for the most part, it's extremely accurate. They walk forward, they walk forward. They're gonna stop, talk to someone. You can see it happen beforehand, and then it goes even further. You start seeing different visions. You start seeing what's gonna be breakfast tomorrow. The conversation you're gonna have with your friends, playing out as if you're right there, as if it's happening right in front of your eyes. She goes even further ahead, but then you start splitting into different realities. In one moment you're eating breakfast enjoying your friends, in one moment you're eating breakfast and Porter's not there, in one moment you're arguing with your friends, in one moment Team Iron's arguing with you, in the other moment you guys are fighting, in another moment you guys are all dead, in another moment you all are at odds with the professors themselves. All these splitting timelines are merging in your head. Some of them, a simplest mistake, a simple switch in the demeanor, causes a horrific event. Then she stops. Being a pathfinder isn't about choosing what you want to do, choosing that you're going to live a life, ignoring fate, doing the best you can. Because the more you use your gift, the more it will activate, the more it will become part of you. There'll be a point where it becomes harder to turn it off than it is to turn it on. You may say that if you made that choice and you let Sully live to keep and let the world burn, you'd have to keep making that choice every single hour, every single minute, as you watch the outcome of your results, as you watch people die before you who literally did nothing but live their life, and know that you damn them because you couldn't be strong enough. You watch that the simplest things you do and the things you don't do can cause rippling effects. Because you have the gift to see what could have been and what can be. Is that really a gift to know just how horrific a world can be? How wonderful it can be if you do horrific things?
In the vision I saw, you said it dies with you. What did you mean?
I made one last foolish promise in this life, that I let this burden fall upon the shoulders of my friends, because they forced me to. But I dare not curse another soul with this gift. Pathfinders will go and come and go without me. I can't stop that. It's something that happens when you're born. You can't choose that it happens to you. But out of the rarity of Pathfinders existing, it's even more rare that a Pathfinder realizes its true potential, and near impossible doing that alone. Every Pathfinder has made a difference in this world that saved it from from disaster. That was a trained Pathfinder by some other Pathfinder. The cycle. And I realized that when my master died, I was the last one. I'm the last trained Pathfinder right now. So if I just die, it'll be over. If I train no one else, then humanity's last-ditch effort to save itself from its own disaster will be gone. and everyone can just live in blissful ignorance.
I can't honestly say that if I walk away right now and I leave you with this, that I'm going to stop. I can't honestly say that I can let that go. Whether or not I reach the level that you're at of a trained pathfinder.
I know,
And I
Toto.
can't honestly
Good.
say that I know what I'd be getting myself into if I stayed right here and convinced you to train me.
Like I said, Toto, I already knew the outcome of this conversation. The moment I let you into this academy, I knew that you would try to train me. That you would actually be trained. In one way or the other, it's going to happen. Because if I don't train you, then things don't work out. Then we're not ready. But there was a small sliver, a very weak path, that if your personality drastically changed in this last conversation, within this conversation, that it could still work out. But it was a fleeting hope to begin with, and I'm no fate fighter. So, as like I said, the relic, the present, and the gift are the three principles. I'm not going to train you, not yet, because if I do it now, you're just going to go insane, and you're going, in spite you saying you can handle it, you're going to start seeing things that you can't handle. You're going to start wondering what happens if you betray your friends and how much of a profitable outcome it would be to making sure everyone else survives. You may be able to handle things now when it's not actually put a thrust upon you, but when you have to choose between saving Sully's life and ending Irwin's, or choosing who amongst your friends gets to live a long life, that's when it starts eating away at you. So focus on your relic, and from there you'll unlock the present, and hopefully we'll all die before you even get a chance to see the gift.
I'm truly sorry, Stephanie.
What are
I'll
you
take the
sorry
book
about?
back. That you live with this. That you put this on yourself.
Being a Pathfinder or giving up on Pathfinders?
Both.
I think you misunderstand. And her aggression will leave and she'll smile. I'm living the best life I possibly can right now. I'm surrounded by people who love me, and despite the burdens I bring, they keep going. They've done so much so far to keep me going. The burdens that I feel, have others to help push me through it. But the reason why I don't want Pathfinders to exist is because what I have is indeed a rarity. I have people who are willing to defy the fate itself to keep me with them. And though those can say they're willing to do that, not many can actually back that up. I just don't see the point of another Pathfinder being trained. I don't see a point of turning someone's life into this. It's hard enough to crawl out of, and I only recently felt this type of happiness. I don't want to see you throw away your life, Toto.
Thank you for telling me as much as you did.
She'll nod. You returning the book?
No, I'll keep it.
Can I see the book real quick?
Sure. I'll pass it to
She'll
her.
she'll throw it at your head.
Ow.
There, I made your vision come true.
Only in part, but sure. And I'll pick it back up.
We're going to cut away. Thursday. Is anything of note happens on Thursday? Or sorry,
Oh.
anyone talk to?
I thought you were saying we're cutting away, and I was like, to the other half of the vision happening.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Other
James
half of it.
is just killing us all tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the campaign's ending actually. This is the crazy part.
Oh. Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Toto
and
took the
goes
wrong
off.
path and got everybody killed.
Yeah,
so that's
Toto
the end of
wasn't
the campaign.
supposed to. Toto wasn't supposed to backsass her that much. So things went awry. Triggered the end of the world.
Damn.
These sorts of things do happen.
Yeah, these things do happen. It's very fickle.
But Thursday, I'm gonna have I'll have Barrett help me with the song, but that's it.
Yes. Anything anyone's trying to do on Thursday, are we gonna just fast forward?
Not particularly.
All right.
Nope.
Friday comes along, and we are going to. Sully, it's not Sully. Or Quinn, make me an investigation since you're trying to look around and see if there's anything. All right. You. Let's see. You do not spot anything.
All right. As far as I know, at this point in time, there's nothing. Now there is time before the competition, but like.
And we are going to
You know.
actually ending the session.
Yeah,
Drinking
I
water.
figured you didn't want to run into the
Ending the
start the
session.
competition now.
We're gonna start with Sully. You've been in wicked mode, of course, and homeroom's ended. It was during top politics, Leanna was back. He's basically just mumbling over random crap. He had a really bad hangover during politics.
Fun.
But Sully, you are met as the challenge is about to begin in the Coliseum. You're face to face with Toto and Erwin backing you, with Scars and his twins. So I was thinking about it, little Sully boy. What if I like just took the arm and just did like three-way twists? I just kept cranking and cranking. I think I really like that one the most. I think that would be a really fun one.
I'm so going to look forward to having you as my lapdog. Keep talking. Go ahead.
Oh, I like that you're feisty again. I was scared that was a one-trip pony.
Huh. It's a bit of a roll of the dice. So have you
Oh.
trained your dogs well, or are they just going to be getting in our way?
I don't think you should be calling us dogs. We're more like, scary little wolves compared to you, little pup.
Funny, I've hunted wolves with more frightening than you two.
Well, looks can be deceiving, and we are drop dead gorgeous, so you wouldn't understand just how scary we can be.
For a guy that's lived in his parents' attic for a long portion of his life, I think the dust bunnies were far more attractive than you.
You see them, they
Holy
start to get
shit.
frustrated. Calm down, girls. No need to start a cat fight. I just think it's crazy, though. Just how much balls you have. I am really impressed. I guess it's like sort of putting on a grand show before you face plant to the ground. I really hope you keep that type of confidence, that type of pure aggression when I'm gutting you like a fish.
Well, you'd have to get close enough to do it. And I'm not going to let you anywhere near me. So go ahead, dog. Keep barking.
Jesus Christ.
Gonna have fun killing you, boy. With that, we're going to pull the camera back as Toto, Sully, and Erwin face off against Scars and his twins. Will they win the game of Capture the Hook, or will Sully make a horrible, horrible mistake? Hope you guys enjoyed. Next week we'll come back to a actual combat session. I promise.
God.
Hope you guys enjoyed.
Next team is